Hello, what's up tonight, everyone? Welcome. Fine Thursday to you all. Good to see you. What is up? Aracalypse, Stone Ray Productions, good to see you. GR, Michael, Lucid, Nia, Chuck, Stone Stonks, Agent of Yamamaya, Divon, Sharkprog. How is everyone doing tonight? Welcome. It is finally time to check out Streets of New Capenna in Modern. One of the most hyped parts about Streets of New Capenna in Modern is Vivien on the Hunt. The combo, whether or not it's going to be good, I got no idea, but I'm excited to find out. I have not played any Modern with Vivien yet. We played it in Standard last stream, and it was honestly surprisingly good. It's a lot different in Modern, though. In Modern, in Standard, we're just kind of using it for value. We'd pot it into, some random value-y thing. In Modern, Vivien is a combo piece, and we're going to find out if we can go infinite with Vivien. Is it a replacement for Birthing Bot? Is it the real deal in Modern? That's the plan for tonight, and we got not one, but two different versions of Vivien Pod. So, okay, here's the story of a Vivien Pod. So, first off, actually, I'm getting ahead of myself. We should be doing reminders and all that stuff. All right, let's do the reminders really quick, and then let's talk about the deck, and then I'm kind of hyped about this, so we'll jump into our games, then we talk about everything as we go along. So quick reminders, and then little Vivien lesson. Replay YouTube, you'd find the old streams, normal YouTube, tons of stuff coming up on there. Yesterday we did some Halo Fountain. Oh my goodness, Halo Fountain is a tricky win condition in Standard. How do you feel? I gotta ask you about that Against Odds. I'm assuming some of you watched Against Odds. How did you feel about the ending of the Against the Odds? One of the things I try to do on Against the Odds is not win if I can win, because it feels really weird. Like, if you have lethal, it feels strange not to kill your opponent to try to pull off your Against the Odds thing. But then, like I said, I played like 15 matches and kept having an opponent scoop and just couldn't actually get the final bit of the Halo Fountain kill on camera. So finally in that last game, I was like, I'm not doing it. I'm not killing him. Sure, we can make a ton of tokens, but I want to actually, I know, isn't it so awkward? Do you think it would be better without that? Like, would the episode, yeah, me too. I also felt bad for the opponent. Would the episode have been better if we never actually fully saw the Halo Fountain trigger go on the stack? Or is it better if you don't kill your opponent for a couple turns to actually see it go on the stack? I don't know the answer. I try to avoid doing that, but in that case, I was just like, you gotta do it. We gotta actually see it go on the stack. Whale Lord, welcome to the Fishbowl. I may be stuck in bed with COVID sores. Oh my goodness, feel better, Whale Lord. Thank you for the subscription, though. Definitely appreciate it. And Spice Lord MTG, welcome you as well. Big soup for you. Thank you. It's fun to see it goes off, but yeah, I agree. It's weird not attacking when you have a big board potential. I mean, in that case, it felt a little better just because, we didn't actually have the creatures. We just had the treasures that we could turn into creatures, and we chose not to. But still, that's, I don't know, the extra steps, basically. We could have done that. Tomers, and also Mesh612, welcome to the Fishbowl. Big soup for you. Thank you. I mean, yeah, that is, in Standard, that is a big problem. Like, I mentioned this in the wrap-up. Normally, I don't actually like the win more thing, because winning more is sweet, and I want to win in spectacular ways. But in the case of Halo Fountain, I think the win more criticism really does apply, because it is really, really tricky to have 15 creatures and not have already won the game by the time you get to Halo Fountain. That is actually tricky. 2 billion power Valet is pretty sweet, Kogos. I did see that. That was very, very impressive. I'm doing well, Christoph. How are you? A reminder that our sponsor, yes, in Commander, Halo Fountain is not win more, because then you have 3 opponents, and even if you could have killed 1 opponent, you still got 2 other people, so there's actually a ton of value to win the game in Commander. A reminder that our sponsor today is Card Kingdom. So many subs tonight. Thank you so much, everyone. Mabrody, first time sub. Welcome to the Fishbowl. Big soup for you. Thank you. Yeah, I want to play more with Devilish Valet. I think we can do even better. I think there's a way to get even more power out of it. A reminder that our sponsor today is Card Kingdom. And if you need some magical cards, maybe an Alter Dimension, maybe something from Streets of New Capenna, maybe a treasure token, I guess that's a Lotus Petal, but same difference. Yeah, get them over at cardkingdom.com/MTG Goldfish. Even get a goldfish sticker. Otherwise, merch page, tokens, t-shirts, playmat, giveaways, support the stream of the channel, the site donations. Always appreciated, never required. $2 a mortgage, your message right on stream. So let's talk I mean, the criticism is correct. In standard, it is pretty win more. So let's talk about Vivien combo. So Vivien combo, here's the combo. This is what we're trying to do with the deck. The idea of Vivien combo in Modern, and we got two different builds. But the idea is, Vivien, it's +2 as a birthing pod. You sack a creature, you tutor up a creature with its mana value +1, essentially. So you sack a 4-drop, you get a 5-drop, sack a 5-drop, you get a 6-drop, or whatever. So the goal of Vivien combo is that we want to sack a 3-drop, and the end result will be us winning the game. Here's a little chain. So we sack a 3-drop, like let's say Imperial Recruiter. That gets us a Felidar Guardian. Felidar Guardian ETB blink something. So we ETB blink Vivien so we can use it again. Then we sack the Felidar Guardian to get a Karmic Guide. Karmic Guide ETB reanimate something. So we reanimate the Felidar Guardian, which then blinks the Vivien, which lets us use it again. And then we can sack the Felidar Guardian again. This time to get Kiki Jiki, to copy the Karmic Guide, to get back the Felidar Guardian, to blink the Vivien. Well, actually, we don't even gotta blink the Vivien. At that point, we just win. Once we get Kiki Jiki and Felidar Guardian, we just keep copying Felidar Guardian. It blinks to Kiki again. Infinite hasty Felidar Guardians win the game. So that's the combo that we're trying to set up. That is the goal of all of the Vivien combo decks. And we have two different builds. This is a build that I threw together, which is very focused on comboing as quickly as possible. There is a 5-0 build. This is our backup build. This is one that someone, where did it go? It was just here. Oh, Vivien Yarion. Okay. So this build 5-0'd, this build is probably a better deck, honestly, but it's less focused on the combo. Like, there's only 3 Viviens. It's an 80 card deck. It's kind of like an Omnath value pile that maybe combos with Vivien sometimes. So this is our backup deck. If our deck doesn't actually work, then we'll try the backup build and see if that works. But our deck is pretty focused on winning with Vivien as quickly as possible. The main shenanigan of this deck is actually Planebound Accomplice. 3 droplets is put a Planeswalker into play for 1 mana. We got a sack on our end step, doesn't matter. This means we can ramp into Planebound Accomplice with Birds of Paradise, with Noble Hierarch. We can use it to put Vivien into play for 1 mana. Then we sack the Planebound Guardian to start the chain, and we just proceed to combo off and win the game. So that's kind of the fastest kill of the deck. Maybe turn 3-ish. You could do it even faster if you wanted to play like Arbor Elf and Utopia Sprawl. A little bit risky in a 4-color deck. Our backup plan, in case we don't draw Vivien, MKS Mox, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super for you. It's Saheeli Rai. Since we already got a bunch of Felidar Guardians to support our Vivien combo, Felidar Guardian also just goes infinite with Saheeli Rai. You can cast it to blink Saheeli, which copies Felidar Guardian, which blinks Saheeli again and again and again. Infinite Felidar Guardians win the game. So this is the all-in combo build. Almost everything is a combo piece, or finding a combo piece, or ramping into a combo piece, outside of a little bit of removal and prismatic ending. So this is where we're starting. We're starting all in Vivien pod combo. We'll see if it works. If it doesn't work, then we can try the more value-y plan with from the 5-0 list. But we're gonna start with this one and see what happens if you go all in on comboing with Vivien. Hey Seth, what do you think of the Esper Face Commander from the new precons? What is the Esper Face Commander of the new precons? There's so many commander cards these days. My brain. I gotta look it up. It's so hard to keep up on all the new cards. There's so many. I can't even tell you a name on most of them now. We just get so many cards these days. Oh, Cam is. It's actually a really sweet card. One of the things I absolutely love about Esper in the Commander precons, and also, there's a Mangu 5-0 version. I don't know if I've seen this one yet. Hey, what's up, Doggamith? Good to see ya. One of the things I love about Esper is Teresa New Capenna is that it is kind of an aggro-y, tempo-y color combination, when normally it's pretty controlling. So I really like that it's just not another take on Drago control, and they actually did something a little bit different this time around with Esper. So as a result, I like, Rafine's another good example of that too, but I like the new commander because I like the direction that they took Esper. Yeah, I'm excited to see if this works. I'm hopeful. I mean, at least we should be able to get some combo kills, right? Hopefully. Whether or not it's consistent enough to really be legit. What does Mengu's build look like? Oh, Mengu's build, so this is very, very, very similar to the other 5-0 build, like the Yarion Pio build. So this is a backup plan. Maybe we try Mangu's build instead, but this is a backup plan. If we don't do well with the 60 card build, then we'll try one of these value pile builds. The thing I'm worried about, so I really want to see the combo go off. And one of the things I was worried about with these value pile builds is maybe we don't actually see Vivien go off that much. And instead we're like, oh, there's an Omnath. We won with an Omnath or whatever, which just isn't, I don't know. Omnath's kind of a little bit played out. So that was my concern, is maybe we'd win in other ways rather than with the combo. But yeah, I'll save the Mengu build as our backup. The deck looks cheap. It's cheapish. Nothing in Modern is really cheap these days. Hey, what's up, Sir Robert? How are you? Do you think the pod should stay banned? No. I think that pod, so if we unban pod, would it be safe and healthy for Modern? I can't really tell you that, but I think that it is safe enough that we should try unbanning and see what happens. Worst case, if it's a disaster, kind of like Golgari Grave Troll, can always put it back on the ban list. But I think there's enough potential for it to be safe that I think we actually should try it and see. So how is everyone tonight? What have y'all been up to? It's been what? Two whole days since the stream. How has everyone's middle of the week been? Also, so next week for Against the Odds, everyone voted for Luxor. Don't worry, we're not just gonna play a boring Super Friends deck. It's not happening. I know everyone was concerned. They're like, oh, Crim played Super Friends with Luxor, but Crim was just kind of playing like Esper controls Super Friends with some Luxors, which is sweet. Like, it's a cool deck, but we're gonna be doing something very different. Don't worry, we're not just gonna be playing Kaidos and playing all the tier planeswalkers and being like, oh, there's some Luxors. Look, we turned our planeswalker into a creature. No. We're not doing that. We're not doing that at all. I got a pretty hilarious plan. In worst case, if the plan doesn't work, then we can always switch to Modern and play something there. But I got what I think is a pretty sweet idea for Luxor. I got Sushi just to, Sushi. Ugh. Gross. Says, should Deathrite Shaman be unbanned because we have so much removal like Unholy Heat and Prismatic Ending in Modern? Yes. Deathrite Shaman, I actually feel very strongly about that it would be safe to unban. Not only do we have a lot more removal that can kill it, we also have a million strong 1-drops now compared to when Deathrite Shaman was overpowered. Why is no one joining this? Why is no one joining us? There might be more people in Pioneer Leagues and Modern Leagues now. That's interesting. If you look at... there we go. If you look at the popular cards in Modern, when Deathrite Shaman was banned, I think that like literal Grim Lavamancer was maybe like the 3rd best 1-drop or something. If you look at it now, you got Ragavan, you got Esper Sentinels, you got Monastery Swift Spears, you have so many other really Noble Hierarch on top of Noble Hierarch. There's so many good 1-drops that I think it would be perfectly fine. I really think that if they unbanned Deathrite Shaman, would it be one of the top 10 creatures in the format? Maybe, but I think it's another very good 1-drop rather than a card that's power level is outside the norms of the format. So if Ragavan's fine and Esper Sentinel's fine and all those cards are fine, I think that Deathrite Shaman would also be super fine. Purple Source Rex, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much. Yeah, Lavamancer still, it doesn't see as much play as it used to, but it still is a really powerful card in the right shell. Stream mode. There we go. Yes, we will play first. Show us. Ugh. This hand doesn't look very good. 3 prismatic endings. Yeah, we're gonna mulligan that one. Ooh, okay. This hand looks very good. Well, don't Thoughtseizes us. Don't kill our stuff, but turn 1 birds, maybe turn 3 win with Planebound Accomplice. Maybe combo time, maybe pod time. Are we ever going to be able to bolt the bird in standard again? Probably not. Bird, I think we'll get in standard again at some point. I mean, if they bring back Llanowar Elves, it doesn't really make a difference. I think it'd be fine. A 1-mana Manadork is a 1-mana Manadork. So I think if they can bring back Llanowar on occasion, I think there'll be a time when they bring back birds. Lightning Bolt. I don't know. I guess you also have the other layers on top of it where Putting a card in standard makes it legal in historic, makes it legal in, well, not that that matters, but explorer makes it legal in pioneer. So then you have to deal with all that stuff. So I guess we'll have to see. But I think that birds is more likely to get reprinted in standard than bolt. Bolt would probably be fine in standard. Would it be fine in pioneer? That's where the question is. I actually am more nervous about like pioneer or something. How would you build Camas for commander? Ooh, living end. Oh, we're gonna get griefed. Could be Death Shadow. Gonna get thought seized. All right, well, hopes and dreams ended. Well, modern is a thought seized format. They haven't been printing one-mana mana orcs recently. Despair of Sentinel needs a Fred. That's true. In general, the thinking from Wizards is one-mana mana orcs are too good. However, there has been exceptions. Like, Dominaria was, 2018? And we got Llanowar Elf. So if there is just, like, the perfect set for it, they will make exceptions to that rule. The Lightning Bolt rule... what has it been? Core set 2010, 2011, like more than a decade since we've had a Lightning Bolt in standard. So I think it's more likely that Birds gets an exception than Bolt does, but we got them both at the same time, so we can both the Bird. This like it's even each other out. So opponent takes the Plainbound Accomplice. Well, we will play a tap land and pass the turn. All right, we just gotta draw a 3-drop and get to 6 mana. Easy. Yeah, we could see it come back in Dominaria United. Honestly, do you think that standard is better when there's a 1-mana mana dork? I'm not actually sure that it is. Scalding Tarn. Well, we'd love to draw another Plainbound Accomplice. Like, Plainbound Accomplice resolving just wins us the game if our opponent doesn't have removal. I actually think it makes standard worse most of the time. It just leads to these really swingy starts. You know the thing I dislike about Soul Ring in Commander? Where it leads to one player getting off to a really fast start. I think that it does the same thing. 1-mana mana dorks often do the same thing in Standard. And then... oh, geez. Oh, geez. The Vivien floods on. And then... it's gotten even worse because we just have so many snowbally cards now. So now you're, not only do you have this fast mana start, you also have these snowbally threats that are like, oh, you get it down and start attacking and it draws cards and it wins on its own. Like imagine turn 1 Llanowar into Kaido or something, or turn 1 Llanowar into Ob in Standard. How's anyone going to beat that? Like how is anyone ever going to beat a start like that? Okay, Noble Hierarch. We're doing it the old-fashioned way. Missing land drops. I think that Wizards makes creatures now putting every power creature at 3 mana value, 1 mana. Dorks are too good. I mean, look at the Pioneer format. When I think of Pioneer, the first thing I think of is the play pattern of 1-drop into 1-drop into 3-drop. Like that's kind of what the format's about. So I agree with you. I think we have so many push 3-drops now. Opponent's gonna take the ending. Finds a land, untap. Death Shadow, it's a 1-mana 6/6. Ooh. Ay, jeez. And we don't even have the mana to... We don't have a red source. This Ignoble Hierarch doesn't do it. Oh... betrayed. Oh my god, we're so close. Oh, play it and pray. It's so gonna die. Like this deck is just a pile of removal. Is it better to play it and pray or to hold it and pray that it resolves? I think we hold it. Yeah, you need double red for Plainbound. Well, you need 2. You need 1 to play it and then another to activate it. About it. Well, in general, Ignoble Hierarch hits more of our colors. Like we're Bant with red mana. Ignoble Hierarch only makes 1 color we don't use at all in black. So I don't know. Maybe because of Plainbound in specific, it could be worth it, even though it only makes 2 colors and Noble Hierarch makes 3 colors. I mean, Birds of Paradise is our main mana dork. But are we dying? Are they playing? Jeez, they're playing doubles. Wait, it loses a double strike though. I don't know if our opponent thought that one through. They need to do it in the opposite direction. Okay, well, if they had done it the other way, we would have died. Now if we draw red source, we win. Mono green stopping. What? Come on, deck. Come on, deck. Come on, deck. Red source, red source, red source. Fetch land. Any fetch land. All right. Well, prismatic ending. Oh, pass the turn. Where's our red mana? Opponent. Okay. Bolts the Hierarch. And passes. Wow, opponent's going ham over there. Opponent says, wow. Opponent is very mad at us because of their punt. I've never seen anything like this. Our opponent said, okay, so our opponent punted, and then they said, K, can you concede? You are trash. You are absolute scum. And I'm not making it like you can see it. You can see it right here. Are you a MTG? Are you ready for Goldfish? K, can you concede? You're absolute scum. They're the one that messed up. Like, they could have played their cards properly. Like, I scoop. My rule on Moto is if there's a Moto issue where someone obviously would have won had they been playing in paper, then I scoop, because I don't like to win because Moto does something clunky or whatever. But if you just play your cards in the wrong order, I don't think I need to scoop because you played your cards. You didn't understand how your cards worked. It wasn't a misclick. That was a punt. And I punt sometimes too, and people don't scoop when I punt. All right, so opponent plays a dress down to slow down our plane bound accomplice. Wait, did they punt again with this? No, okay. So we'll play Ignoble Hierarch. Go. So opponent lives for the turn. They loses their dress down. Oh, opponent. I'm sorry, opponent. No, I'm not saying you know what the combo works. You just now our opponent must be watching the stream. Here, it's still going. Well, now we might get to see the combo. Opponent passes. Well, plane bound accomplice. Put a Vivien into play. Vivien. Sack plane bound. Opponent still being salty. Felidare. Blink Vivien. We got commentary. Usually you don't get commentary on stream, but it's actually like kind of more entertaining when you get commentary. So Karmic Guide, get back Felidare Guardian, blink the Vivien. And Vivien, sack the Karmic Guide, get the Kiki, copy the Karmic Guide, get back the Felidare Guardian, and now we are officially infinite. Opponent says we lost. We didn't, though. Take the loss. Cast your cards in the right order. I'm sorry. I know. I'm sorry, opponent. I'm sorry you cast your cards in the wrong order. None of this matters. All right, blink it. I just don't understand I don't understand how we would be getting blamed for this. Like, it's not like there was a misclick or a Moto bug. Like, our opponent just punted. All right. Let's see if we can do this. Opponent scoops it up. Well, that was entertaining. All right. We can get rid of that again. Enough salt for one moment. All right. To sideboarding. Um, yeah, our opponent wanted to play Dress Down to make Death Shadow a 13/13 and then give it double strike with Teamer Battle Rage. But instead, they gave it double strike with Teamer Battle Rage, and then played Dress Down, so it lost all the abilities, including including double strike. And then got mad at us because we didn't concede. Which I said it before, like, my rule on Moto is, if it's a Moto punt, like a Moto bug, or even a misclick on Moto, there's times, like, a classic example of it is Chalice of the Void. Casting spells like Chalice of the Void, not that intuitive on Magic Online. There's sometimes when you end up casting it for 0, even though you, like, have your mana floated, and you obviously were trying to cast it for 1. In a case like that, I'll be like, okay, we'll just play like it's on 1. I won't cast my 1-drops or whatever. So I try to do that, but in this case, our opponent just straight up punted. Like, and I don't know why we would get blamed, or why they would blame us for the punt. Oh, Magikarp, why are you having such an awful day? Hopefully it gets better. All right, so sideboarding, Death Shadow. Well, we got the combo. We pull off the combo in a very, very entertaining match. One of the most entertaining matches in a while. Need to cook some pasta. Pasta's always good. Ooh, can't find your meds. Oh no, Magikarp. Hopefully you can find them. That's not great. Just came in. What punt did the opponent do? So they had a Death Shadow. Okay, we had a sideboard. They had a Death Shadow, and their goal was to give it double strike and make it a 13/13 by making Dress Down have it lose all of its abilities. But they just cast their spells in the wrong order. They gave it double strike first. So then when they cast Dress Down, it lost all the abilities, including double strike. So it was just a 13/13 instead of a 13/13 double strike. And instead of one-shotting us, we went to 7, and then we ended up proceeding to win. So Leyline's in. Leyline's very good against Thoughtseize Tribal. Sanctifier is also very good. What can we cut? The hard part of these combo decks is, like, how do we find room? I guess we cut, like, some of the tutors. We can maybe trim a Mana Dork, maybe trim a Felidare. Solitude might be necessary. Oh, what else can we cut? Oh, no, oh my god. Oh my god. Ooh, please submit. I don't think we got it. Oh, wow. I wonder if that was all part of our opponent's plan. Maybe by talking so long about how horrible we were, they distracted us by making us tell the story. And now we didn't sideboard. It's a long con, I say. I think that was all our opponent's plan. They aren't just raving in chat for no reason. It was strategic raving. Opponent thought seizes. Yeah, that's a pretty next level play, honestly, if that's what they were doing. Opponent. Yeah, we should ask him to scoop because we didn't sideboard because we were telling their story. I mean, they'll only be fair. Maybe we did get our sideboarding in then. Maybe it accepted it at the last minute with 61 cards. I mean, this hand's actually not bad if we hit our lands, especially red lands, but Leyline's a lot better in our opening hand. All right, pass the turn. Well, come on, manas. Should check the sideboard. You're right, we probably should. Yes. So we did get partly sideboarded. Not all the way, but we did get close. Opponent takes us a Healy. Passes. Well, okay. Another plane bound. Come on, lands. If you had to choose between the new Esper Commander, would you brew around Rafine or Kamiz? I think that Rafine's more powerful. but Kamiz is pretty spicy. So I think it's really a personal preference thing. I think you can build a strong deck around either one of them. Okay. I think our opponent should scoop because we're not hitting our third land. If we had hit our third land, we'd be winning. Yeah, since we drew the ley line on turn 2 instead of having it in our opener, our opponent should scoop. Oh, Magic. Yeah, our opponent hasn't said anything else since sideboarding. None of it matters, etc., etc. Deck wasn't good enough to make it to turn 5. You're so good. I'm in shock. I'm in shock how good you are. Well, thank you, opponent. I might just say thank you. Actually, you know what? I think I will. All right, opponent. Passing. Can we hit a land? Please? Yes. All right, so land, untapped. We're making strides, very, very slow strides towards playing Magic. We're going to take a Stomping Grounds. I think. Actually, we need white. Sacred Foundry? Let's take a Sacred Foundry untapped. Run out a Planebound Accomplice. Trust that our opponent can't kill it, and then we're off to the races. All right, opponent can kill it. That's not nice. Street mode. Does our opponent know about the second Planebound Accomplice? Steam Vents untapped. Death Shadow time? Hopefully new. Okay, Murktide. Oh, this doesn't feel good. Awkward. Planebound, go. Heaven mana. Maybe this deck needs another land. That's possible. Yeah, we can Solitude the Murktide, which we probably will. We don't need all these fellow. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. That's awkward. Oh, so we actually can't combo at the moment. Because we've drawn every Felidar Guardian. We put one in the sideboard and we've drawn the other 3. That's going to be a problem. That is a way the combo fizzles. If you draw every copy of a combo piece, that is a way that the combo can fizzle. Awkward that we drew 3. All right, opponent has another answer. Sure. And Thoughtseize. Well, we will Solitude. At this point, we probably just pitch the ley line. Get rid of the Murktide. Also make our opponent gain a bunch of life, which is kind of an upside. All right, well, the game continues. Yeah, I mean, Vivien's... the only problem with putting Vivien in the play for not comboing is Planebound does make us sacrifice in the end step, so we get a single Rhino. Opponent says, I've never seen a Solitude in this deck. Seems severely bad. So I love this. I love this opponent. What an entertaining opponent. Usually your opponents don't say anything. Opponent passes. I think I have the response. I spelled severely wrong on purpose so you would understand. I mean, this is like a brand new deck too. It's not like there's any like tier build of this deck. That is a good one. I like that. What are we taking? Probably just Sanctifier here, I guess. Sanctifier's pretty good. Devil BT, welcome to the fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big subscription for you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Did they hit the no? All right. Well, they have pro white, which is bad, but we have Sanctifier, another Planebound. You know what? I think we just play Planebound Accomplice. If we top deck Vivien, we could win. That is a thing that could happen. There is a way we win this game. I don't know if it's gonna happen, but there's a plan. Oh, come on. Opponent's got all the bolts. Bolt, 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 bolt. Opponent gets it. It says. Sure. Can we draw? Somehow we're still on 3 lands. We just cannot draw a land. Yeah, I think we're in trouble because of this Turok. Oh, jeez. Well, Birds of Paradise. Yeah, we're super dead. Sanctifier. And go. Yeah, we made it. We made it to turn 5. We did it. Opponent. Gibson. Yeah, there's no draw that actually gets out of this. Oh, I hope we draw a Leyline for game 3. That would really shut our opponent down. Opponent. We have a new donation from opponent has so much removal. Oh boy, another Planebound, but no Vivien. All right. We have a new donation from MS Mall 612. Salter's gonna salt with a link to Band of Forces, the Great Salt Lake. Very good, very good. And also Verity Black, $5 donation. Hey Seth, been working on a Blinky Sacrifice Boros deck for Commander led by Gerard Weatherlight Hero. Mind checking it out and telling me your thoughts. I'd love to see it. Thank you both for your donations. Definitely appreciate them. Thank you. Gerard, ooh, so Gerard. I don't think I've ever played a Gerard deck. Okay, actually, you know what? We got a sideboard this time. We're not going to make that mistake twice. We actually got a sideboard. So Leyline's in. We want to get down to 60 cards. Hopefully we don't draw all of our Guardians. Maybe something like this? Maybe? This seems like a opponent says going to game 3, which shouldn't be a thing. Seems like a tough matchup just because our opponent has so much removal. Well, all right, let's go. Yeah, I don't think I've ever played a Gerard deck. Gerard's an interesting commander. When it dies, exile and return to the battlefield all artifacts and creature cards in your graveyard that were put there from the battlefield this turn. So how do we use Gerard in the deck? I like the Boros Blink plan. I love Panharmonicon style decks, so I love Blink decks. Those are some of my favorite decks. I'm curious about Gerard. Are there synergies for Gerard, or is it just kind of like Wrath Protection and whatnot? Sanctum Prelate could be okay. On one, it could be good. Well, I mean, we're keeping this. Again, no Leyline, but wow, opponent's still going. All right, so Stymic Routes, Untapped, and Noble Hierarch, go. Opponent. I try to have fun with it. If people get salty, I think my thinking is the best thing you can do is just kind of have fun with it as much as you can. Opponent. I mean, that's the thing. When you come to dealing with people on the internet, you never know. Like, you never know what someone's going through. Remember, there's a person over there, and you don't know their cat could have died. Their mom could have died. They had a bad day. They got fired from their job. Like, you never know what's really going on with someone's life. So I try to be sympathetic of that. And if someone's got a vent and someone's got a tilt, I guess I'm glad they're I'm glad they're doing it at me rather than someone else, because I feel like I can handle it in a way that's productive. So there was a list that was using 2 black power valet. All right, opponent. Well, we'll see. We get to run out of Planebound Accomplice. If our opponent can't kill the Planebound Accomplice, they could be dead the following turn. You know, Mountain, this is it. The moment of truth. If they can kill it, then we're kind of sad. I wish Vivien was like 1 less mana. If it was 1 less mana, oh, it'd be so much better. What do you got about it? Land and cracks it and fatal push. All right. Lightning bolt, of course. And well, we draw a prismatic ending. We get in for 1. Well, we're down 2 Planebound Accomplices, which isn't ideal. The Devilish Landfall deck looks sweet. You can definitely make a lot of Devils with Scoot Swarm. I like the Treasure Plan with Stimulus package, too. Expressive Iteration. I built this deck for Explorer. Is there any replacement for Kalitas? Ooh. So there's not really a straight up replacement for Kalitas. Honestly, you're going to want to check out tomorrow's Matcha Brew. I kind of have a similar deck that I hadn't even seen this deck list that I've been playing for a few days in Explorer. My theory is just play a vampire deck. I think the vampire tribal is actually like good enough, and it's really good with Sorin. So that's the direction that I kind of went. But so yeah, that's what I would probably suggest. But yeah, tomorrow for Matcha Brew. Is Arena in a good enough state to go back, or is it still full of Alchemist crap? Both. So Alchemy is still a thing there. However, they have also added a non-alchemy format. Well, if we draw Planebound 3, we win. Please? Valid Air Guardian. Well, all right. I mean, I guess we run it out. Red, green. I guess we take Temple Garden. Take Temple Garden. Run out Felidare Guardian. Blink. So yeah, I would suggest going back just because you actually have other options now, like Explorer, for example, that wasn't a thing before. Instants are pretentious is still my favorite. Oh, that was still, oh my goodness. Oh, that was so funny. The burn player who kept guessing main deck lightning bolts, and when I asked him about it, they said they found it pretentious to play at instant speed. Jenner, hey, good to have you. Welcome. Oh, it's about time for a Ween show. I'm overdue. I haven't been to a Ween show in a while. Opponent, lightning bolt number 79, and I think our opponent's drawn an unbelievable amount of bolts. And double Death Shadow. Okay. We draw Solitude. Well, we will. Actually, we get both of these? We do. All right. Well, sure. All right. That's a 2 for 2. We'll take it. Hit you. What do you think about my updated brew? Wait, how'd you win 2 games with Halo, Fountain Rooker? Halo, like, really full-on trigger on the stack win? It is it's hard to get the game in a position where we haven't already won. Opponent, Murktide Regent. Well, come on, something good. Planes. I don't think that really counts. Well, I think we're probably dead here. The most disappointing part is that our opponent's going to take it as vindication for their saltiness about it. Gets in. Untap Shenanigans and lands that tap for 2. And passes. Oath of Nissa. Well, we'll play Oath of Nissa. Seems like our opponent might have a counter anyway. Yeah, dead. Oh, yeah, so much removal. Definitely not an easy matchup for for Vivien combo. Well, that was entertaining. Entertaining. Yeah, so Healy would have been good. I mean, I think they had a counter either way, but we got to see the combo go off in game 1. Yeah, so one of the things about this combo that I wonder if it'll keep it from being actually all that competitive is it does die to creature removal. Like, it dies to creature removal. It dies to discard. Birthing Pod comes down for 3 mana. There's a huge difference between 6 and 3. Like, it is not even in the same realm how much mana that is in Modern. Like, you saw that we had Vivien sitting in hand for again and again and again for many games. 6 mana is just asking a ton in a format like Modern, when Birthing Pod can come down really efficiently. So I don't know. We will see. Needs a sideboard for standard. Let me see, Dyphon. Broker's Tokens, eh? Ooh, Mystic Reflect. So I actually had this really bright idea where I want to take a Planeswalker, turn it into a creature with Luxor, and then Mystic Reflection it, and then make a bunch of tokens and get like 1 million copies. Also had to have Mirror Box, of course, but then get them all in the battlefield at once. It sounded really hilarious. But apparently it doesn't actually work. I didn't realize this, but Luxor or Mirror Box does not make a creature non-legendary. It just makes a legend rule not apply. So I actually pulled it off, but then it wouldn't work because it was still legendary. The Planeswalker creature was still technically legendary. The Tony Mac, welcome to the Fishbowl. That's a cool looking deck though. Welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big soup for you. Thank you. Simian Spear Guide would be good in this deck. Hey, Seth, you missed my 51-month resub at the start of this stream. Any idea exactly how many months you've been streaming? Oh, well, Jonathan Snow, my apologies. Welcome to the Fishbowl so much. Thank you for your subscription. Big soup cheer for you. How many months have you been streaming? My guess is 67. If you look at, actually down below the stream, there's a like sub leaderboard. And at the top of the sub leaderboard is Awesome Dude, 67 months. Awesome Dude, Psychologist. Both 67 months. So I'm assuming that's how long we've been streaming, which, what's that, 5.5 years? Spark Double instead of Mirror Box. Oh, the problem is well, I guess that could work, right? Spark Double the Planeswalker and then turn it on. Yeah, I guess you can do it in standard, but in another format that would give you a non-legendary version of it. That is a good point. Now let me see the Fountain deck, Rooker. Halo Fountain. Despair Sentinel. Ooh. Wait, how did you... I'm so confused. Are you trying to... Wait, are you like going infinite in some way? So Clever Conjurer. Untapping. So you're untapping Halo Fountain. Interesting. That is definitely a cool idea. Well, this hand looks pretty good. If we can find a plane bound accomplice with you off. Swiggles, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big soup for you. Thank you. Untap a land that taps for 2. Another control deck. Untap a land that taps for 2 and a fountain. Untap with what though? Oh, so you're trying to get multiple untappers on the battlefield? So you're trying to get 2 untappers a Glittering Frost or something similar on a land and a Halo Fountain. And then you can tap the land that taps for 2, so you can untap to draw a card. That's definitely a sweet idea. Wait, how do you generate creatures though? Well, I guess after you make infinite mana, then you do the same thing to untap creatures. That's definitely sweet. I like it, Rucker. That's definitely a cool way to go about it. All right, so about Abazes. Well, let's see if we can get through another control deck. What else? Crack it. Take a Stomping Grounds, untapped, and the Noblest of Hierarchs. Go. Hey, what's up, meanwhile? How are you? Good to see you. Good to see you. Even though it's a pod deck, wouldn't enchantment-based ramp be better to have here to be more reliable? There's not, like, what would the enchantment-based ramp be, though? You got Abundant Growth. The problem with Abundant Growth is it's a little bit difficult in a 4-color deck. Actually, a lot difficult in a 4-color deck. So that's one concern. I do agree that more consistent is definitely good, and creatures do die against control decks. Oh boy, fairies. Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh dear. Well, all right. Othanissa, take 2. Get a Saheeli, I guess. Arid Mesa, crack it. Stomping Grounds, untapped. Birds of Paradise. Well, we'll see if we can actually resolve anything against this deck. Hey, good to see you, Cocos. Anyone know when the next Pro Tour is? The next Pro Tour is not until winter sometime. Early 2023, so they're doing qualifiers and such, but it's a ways until we actually get to the Pro Tour itself. Well, we will attempt to Saheeli. The opponent will counter Saheeli. Yeah, I mean, it's modern. People play whatever they want in modern. Fairies is definitely not a tier deck, but it's a deck you can play. I mean, it's a control deck. Blue-black is not the top tier control colors in modern, but I mean, you play enough counter spells and thought seizes, and you can win some games. About it. Definitely not hitting the matchups that are going to make this practical, though, unfortunately. That is the hard part. Well, 1, 2, 3, 4. Felidar Guardian. Opponent counters. So here's the other thing. When I built this deck, wow, opponent just got every random counter spell. When I built this deck, I knew the right thing to do was play 4 copies of Teferi. I just hate that it's the right thing to do. I really do. Like, if you're playing a deck that's trying to do something on your turn that you don't want your opponent to interact with, it is 100% every time always correct. It is 100% every time always correct to be playing Teferi. The problem is Teferi is just a card that shouldn't exist. Jesusilla! Welcome to Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Thank you. So it would make this deck better if it had Teferi, but it's just it feels so wrong. Oh my god. Wow, that's unfortunate. Well, we passed the turn. About it untaps. Plays a Flooded Strand. Counters our thing. Danny B, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you. So, what's your feeling on Teferi? Should we be playing it just because it's, you know they're going to counter it. You know it 1,000,000%. Playing Bound Accomplice. Opponent counters. Sure. Yeah, so we're literally dead, right? Yeah. So we have to chump block with birds and I guess hope we top deck something. Well, I mean, it's a lot of counters. About it. Goes to combat. Gets in. Well, I mean, sure, they didn't attack with Tar Pit, so I guess that's fine. We draw. Jeez. All right, well, go fairies. Grand Abolisher's bad, though. Like, that's the problem. Bizarra Boxes! Thank you for the raid. Definitely appreciate it. Like, yeah, I mean, stuff like Grand Arbiter is just really not good because it just dies to everything. And it doesn't really... Like, Teferi's actually a good card. Teferi's a good card that also protects your combo. Grand Abolisher... It's a grizzly bear that dies to Fatal Push and Lightning Bolt and literally everything. We have a new donation from Danny B. Thank you so much, $2 donation. I love Naya, but didn't want to be another Winota player, so I've been brewing my first entry into Pioneer. Pioneer managed to hit 60 damage in one, so I can do some wild stuff. Ooh, let me see. Crazy Cat Lady. Oh, Ginny Face definitely a super cool card. That looks like a super fun deck. I like it. I like that it's got so many new cards in it. Ginny Face really sweet. How's it been working in Pioneer? I'm curious. Definitely a fun looking list. I like it. The only thing that makes me a little nervous is Coco and 23 creatures. Gonna have some one creature Cocos, I think. A little bit often with 23, but if you're willing to take it, I mean, you're going to hit two a decent amount of the time still. Yeah, it looks super fun. I like it. Definitely cool. Nice to see a non-Winota build. Considering Winota is just everywhere. Huh. Well, I kind of wish we weren't just playing Control on repeat. That would make our lives somewhat easier. But you got to play the matches that you're given. Yeah, I mean, Teferi replaces itself. Teferi bounces, like, Teferi it's like ridiculously better than, I mean, not even in the same league as Grand Abolisher. All right, well, I don't know if we'll resolve anything, but this hand's fine for being on 6, I guess. Fine-ish. Put the Karmic Guide to the bottom, and we'll see what happens. Stomping Grounds. Also have not done a good job of drawing the ley lines. We keep bringing in ley lines against these Thoughtseize tribal decks, and we keep not being able to ever draw them. Well, land untapped. We'll run out the Planebound Accomplice. Go. Watery Grave tapped. Opponent. Right now it's been interesting trying to balance the creatures for Coco. It's my first Pioneer deck, so definitely not optimal, but boy is it fun. Yeah, it looks super fun, Daddy B. I like the idea a lot. Opponent passes. Well, come on. Vivien's a no removal. Opponent upgrade. Very pretentious. We draw a Kiki. Well, we will play a Oath of Nissa. I mean, we gotta go for it, but I feel like removal just beats us. But if we don't go for it, that's not making things better. Well, the problem is removal. Like, we activate Planebound Accomplice, and then our opponent just kills the Planebound Accomplice. And then we lose Vivien, and then we lose Planebound Accomplice, and then we got nothing going on. Yeah, they correct a fetch. So they do have a Fatal Push active. I mean, I guess we go. These are those situations where you see how good Teferi is. Well, we can't play Recruiter this turn either. We can play another Oath of Nissa. What do you think of cards like Sideboard? Sideboard's fine. It's a little expensive. I think it just gets beaten out by things that cost 1 mana. The punishment's just so high. The punishments just, like, lose the game, but, I mean, that's what the combo's here for. Vivien. Activate it. Are we getting blown out? No. Okay. Planebound, Felidare. Whoa! Oh. Wow, that does actually work. Okay. Yeah, well, I mean, that's another form of blowout. Vivien goes away, but at least we got a Felidare Guardian. Hey, what's up, Pedro? How are you? Huh. Yeah, that worked. About it. Inquisition. Sure. And passes. Well, we'll play Oath of Nissa. Opponent cracks. Spell Stutter Sprite. Well, play a Windswept Heath. Pass the... Well, get in for 1, I guess. Pass the turn. Opponent. Getting in. Mutavault. Ah, boy. Well, maybe we just have to... If we're going to just play against control every matchup, then... I guess maybe we just have to play Teferi, even though it physically pains me to support that card. Well, let me see, Benny. Esper Super Friend. Well, 1 mana and 4 cards in our opponent's hand. That's a problem. It's not drawing the mana. It's that our opponent is just a pile of... Like, this is their deck with about 14 counters and about 8 discard spells, and the rest of it being removal spells. So we have cards that would let us win if they actually hit the battlefield, but very, very unlikely that they will actually hit the battlefield. Well, we'll get a mountain. We'll crack a Windswept Heath. We'll get a forest. We'll cast a Kiki Jiki Mirror Breaker. If our opponent has nothing, we win. Opponent has a counterspell. Yep. Well, all right. I guess we can stick around for another turn. That looks sweet, Benny. I mean, I think that Esper Super Friends is... You got a lot of good planeswalkers now. Wandering Emperor's great. Kaido's great. That looks pretty strong. I mean, lots of planeswalkers and lots of removal is a good way of winning games. I like it. About it. Bounces the Felidare Guardian. Gets in, hits us. Down to 5. Well, 1, 2, 3, 4. Felidare Guardian. I mean, we're actually just dead, but opponent counters. Well, I mean, there's a lot of counters. The problem I have is if you're playing Glimpse of Tomorrow or your Yorion Value Pile, are you really a Vivien deck? Like, if you resolve Glimpse of Tomorrow, couldn't you put Emrakul into play or Omniscience into play or like the million other things that, like, I don't know if that, to me, that doesn't feel like you build a Vivien deck. I don't know, maybe it's just because I'm too much of an against the odds player, but for me, it's like, I don't know, it just, I've never liked the idea of like, oh, like, okay, here's this top tier deck, I'm gonna throw a couple copies of a new card into it and call it a brew. Like, I don't know. I know that's like hard mode or whatever, but it just feels so weird to me personally. So I don't know if I'd feel like I won with Vivien. All I'm trying, not that there's anything wrong with a deck like that. Like, that is, play whatever you enjoy. That's awesome. But if I glimpse of tomorrow and put a million things into play and then happen to win with Vivien, I don't know if I'd come away with it feeling like, oh, I won with Vivien. I think I'd come away from it feeling like, oh, I won with glimpse of tomorrow. So that would be my worry. That's why we're trying to play a Vivien deck rather than the Omnath Value Pile deck. Is the Omnath Value Pile deck better? Well, sure, it's got Omnath in it, of course. Like, you can win with Omnath. But we're trying to win with Vivien, not with Omnath. Stomping Grounds tapped. You. Teferi's so brutal, though. I mean, maybe you just gotta deal with it. maybe you just gotta play it anyway. Is it the best Glimpse target? Probably not. I mean, I assume that just like Omniscience, Emrakul, like any of those things. I mean, I guess if you're glimpsing, that's the thing about glimpse. Like, if you glimpse and you got a few things on the battlefield, it kind of doesn't matter what you hit. You just like, you're gonna win because you cast glimpse. Well, I mean, we can play a Saheeli, I guess. Take a Breeding Pool untapped. Play Saheeli. Scry with Saheeli. Might as well keep the land. Pass the turn. Opponent. I don't think Teferi's even one of the top 5 most brutal cards in Modern. That's probably true. I just hate Teferi. Like, I mean, it's just one of the mistake era cards. Like, it's back when Wizards for a little bit forgot how to make Magic cards. Yeah, exclamation point deck will get you the deck list. It's back when Wizards forgot how to make Magic cards. It's one of the cards from that era. It's just like an asymmetrical hate piece that just keeps you from doing like interacting or like playing actual Magic. So I personally have a pretty big dislike for Teferi. Well, I guess we're gonna try to combo here. Not our main combo, but it is a combo. Saheeli to get up. Vivien. Don't really need that one. Well, let's see if our opponent has a counter spell. Felidar Guardian. Opponent. Alright, so blink Saheeli. Do you have a Solitude or something similar? No! Alright, well, that one worked. You came to Magic to play Hearthstone, and yeah, it is kind of, it does, I mean, that is kind of its flavor text, right? I wonder if Wizard could print it that way. We need a secret layer where it's Teferi, and rather than its abilities, it just says, you're playing Hearthstone now. Rather than Magic rules, play by Hearthstone rules for as long as this permanent is on the battlefield. Also, bounce a permanent and draw a card if you feel like it. Wouldn't that be funny? I would buy that Teferi. Alright, opponent's playing probably Tamashii combo. So we want instant speed removal. Graveyard hates good. And probably just that. That's probably it. Ooh. Oh, chat, I was going to ask you this. So, my little brother, I mentioned this before. My little brother plays basketball at college. He played at Detroit last season. But now he's transferring. He's trying to figure out where to go next. Anyone have college advice? Where would you recommend? Dog, Dan Wildfire for the 42nd month. Welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super for you. Thank ya. Oregon would be sweet. I don't think he said he hadn't heard from any Pac-12 teams. Or no, he heard from Utah. Utah was the one team out west that he heard from. I'm trying to get him to go to TCC, Tulare Community College, but he hasn't gotten there yet. No scholarship offers from Prof. I'll have to put in a good word for him. All right, so Recruiter. Actually, is Prelate even good? Because I can just tutor it to the graveyard and put it into play. It might not. I don't know if it's good enough or not. I mean, maybe it's fine. That's like saying, maybe it's like saying, is Solitude good? Even though they have Teferi to stop us from using it. So we've gotten one win with the Vivien combo. That would be a good one. University Connecticut's a good idea. Someplace close would be nice. Opponent Triome. Oh, plane bounds. We got plane bounds for days. If we can only find, you know what we need? We don't have this in Modern. We need a Imperial Recruiter for Planeswalkers. I was trying to figure out easier ways to tutor up a Planeswalker, and the most expensive ones are like, or the cheapest ones are like 5 mana. Oh, or maybe we just luck into Vivien. That is also legal. That's a possibility. Planebound go. Well, come on, land. Land would be nice, because then we can win even if they stop this. Like if they Teferi bounce it. Opponent cracks. Combo. I think it's combo time. Opponent. Oh, I was thinking one that was on a body, but yeah, there are legendary tutors that are not on a body. Yeah. I was thinking of an actual like creature like Imperial Recruiter, but all right. Opponent cracks. Forest. Teferi? Tamashi? Oh, Wargate. Okay, well, we're going for it. Opponent passes. Here we go. Activate. Planebound. Vivien. Ticket up. Sack Planebound. Felidar Guardian. Blink Vivien. Does this mean we win? I'm waiting for the other shoe to drop as our opponent realizes what's happening and stops us. Tig up. Sack Felidar. Karmic Guide. Get back, Felidar. Is it happening? Are we going all the way? Birthing Pot in Modern? Yes. Blink Vivien. I think we're good. Blink it. Yes. Sack Felidar. Get our one remaining Kiki. Copy Karmic Guide. Get back Felidar. And Infinite? Are we good? Yes. Are we done? Opponent says nice. Did we get the win? We got the GG. Oh, okay. The hot combo from our set. The hot combo from last set. And we're on the board. See, we don't need no dirty Teferi. We don't need no Teferi. We just need to not play against control decks. Yes. All right, that was pretty good. That felt pretty good. Well, Grist gets a lot of tutors because Grist has creature synergies. Yeah, we actually, honestly, don't let that first opponent make you think that's how Magic Online players are, because that has not been my experience. Like 95% of my interactions with people on Moto are actually pretty fun. Actually, no. Okay, so most of the interactions are like good game, have fun, good luck, whatever. Are like not really actually interactions, just niceties. But when I've actually had real interactions beyond that with people, most of them are like really, really interesting and fun. Then you run every once in a while someone like our first opponent who's just obviously not having the best day. Not having the best day at all. I mean, this combo's pretty sweet. Yeah, Thalia's Lancer is 5 mana, and then there's like Drew with Eyes Wide Open, which is also 5 mana. I bet they print a cheaper one at some point. Well, now you know. The combo has been achieved. How has Tamashi been working? Yeah, I don't know if I've ever had an opponent, and not in a long time at least, go off like that. That was pretty over the top. Huh. Taking a minute to get into modern leagues. So we'll try the 5. Once we lose another match, then we'll try the value pile version. Tamashi combo is actually pretty good. Lots of mana, but no way to win? Huh. I wonder, do you think this is worth keeping? The first opponent was just like, woo, over the top salty. There's things we can, we're gonna mulligan. I mean, we really just want to have plain bound, I think. Well, I mean, this is, I guess, okay. We got removal. At least we got removal. Yeah. I just got my distaste for Teferi. I try to, I know it's right. I just gotta get over it, I guess. I just gotta get over it and just play it. It exists. But at the same time, I don't know. Endurance of a gemstone cavern. Huh. Interesting. Well, Windswept Teeth, crack Windswept Teeth, Stomping Grounds, and Birds of Paradise. Go. Can I go back and see the match on Twitch? Ooh, I don't know if you can see it while the stream is live. You can see it after the stream ends, and you can see it on the replay YouTube tomorrow. But I don't think you can go back and watch it while the stream's still going. I could be wrong though. Oh, it's Cascade. Well, all right. Sure. Here comes the Rhinos. It's okay, Seth. I refuse to play like that too. Just Unfooted Modern, Finding Legacy. I mean, there are times when I still play it. Usually my thinking is this. Honestly. All right, here comes the Rhinos. Honestly, I will show you in my collection. So I built this deck, and when I borrowed the deck, I actually got a playset of Teferi, because my thinking was, all right, I'm going to try this deck without Teferi. If it turns out that it just has to have Teferi, then I'll just bite the bullet and put in the playset of Teferis. So I guess that's probably where it's at, where it's like trim back on a Recruiter, trim back on like an Oath of Nissa or whatever, maybe a Felidare Guardian, and run 3 or 4 Teferis. I think that's, it's no doubt that Teferi would be useful. Teferi is useful. Teferi is just one of the most useful cards, period. So yeah, there was never a doubt of whether it would be useful. It was more of a, could we do without it because Teferi's miserable? But the answer appears to be, maybe you just got to play it, and it is what it is. It's Teferiville. Opponent. Have you seen the red-black version? Red-black version of what? About it. Getting in. Hitting us. Uh-oh. More Cascade? Definitely can. Shh. More Rhinos. Yeah. About it. Hits us to 10. Halimar Depths. No. There's a red-black version of Vivien? How do you have a red-black version of Vivien? Did I get any good recommendations from the Folk Punk Twitter thread? Yeah, there were definitely some good ones. I added some more to the playlist based on that. There's still more to go through, but yeah, I think we're pretty dead. Wait, I'm very interested in how you play a red-black Vivien deck. What are your thoughts about the modern metagame? That's fine. I think modern is fine. It's diverse. Yeah, it's just very Modern Horizons 2E. I don't know if that's, I don't know. Is it modern at its absolute peak in my opinion? Probably not. But, well, well, the thing is, you also have to have a lot of white cards for the combo. So wait, you're actually playing Vivien. So you're actually playing Vivien and Felidar Guardians and Karmic Guides, but not having the ability to cast them? That sounds like a wild deck. Well, if someone has a deck list, send it to me because I would love to. Yeah, we're not beating this deck. I would love to see it because that is a wild sounding idea. Well, I mean, I guess Sing and Braille it. Hey, what's up, Gordius? How are you? I mean, it basically is. It basically is Modern Horizons 2, the format, which, the problem is it gets old after a while. I think that's, like, Modern Horizons 2, the format, a year after Modern Horizons 2 releases, is a little bit less appealing than Modern Horizons 2, the format, like, a couple months after the set releases. That's the thing about Modern is it's forever. Things don't change in Modern. It is what it is, and it keeps on doing its thing. So that's the one thing that I would say I kind of dislike. Like, in Standard, a good example is Companions. Remember when Companions were out? And it was a big topic of conversation. Companions, incredibly busted, whatever, all that stuff. In Standard, whatever. Like, sure, it sucks that Standard sucks, is, just Companions for a while. But rotation's going to happen, and then we will not have Companions in Standard. In Modern, a card just is always there. So if something's really, really too strong, or the staples are too strong, you're going to be seeing that card a lot for a very long time. You know what it reminds me of? This is something, I wonder if you can see this comparison. I feel like it's a Magic thing, not a Modern thing, honestly. We've been talking about this in Commander, and we've been trying to figure out, and I don't know, how many of you actually watch, like, Commander Clash? Oh boy, so we're going to get iced. Yeah, gets a forest. Taps our land. Oh, we could actually try to combo. Okay, so Commander Clash, one of the things we've been wondering is, like, have our decks gotten more powerful? Because that's something we've been debate. Well, okay, I guess technically we could still win with a Vivien if we can draw it. We have all the red mana. I mean, that's not a Vivien. Well, play the land. But if our deck's gotten more powerful, and when it comes down to it, there was a big debate. We had a big conversation about it. And I kind of feel like it's just that there's more staples. So I think our decks have gotten more powerful, but I feel like there's just so many staples now because Wizards is printing so many staples for the format. All right, here comes the Rhinos. So Wizards printing so many staples for the format that it just kind of happens by default. Like, there's so many Smothering Tides and Esper Sentinels and Soul Rings and, like, so many cards that are kind of auto-includey that if you don't go out of your way to intentionally not play them, yeah, I guess we should have tried to go with the green mana to blow it up. Yeah. I mean, I guess that would have been better. I was thinking we just find a Vivien and try to combo, but apparently, I mean, our opponent doesn't get to counter us or interact with us if there's a Blood Moon out. But if we're not going to draw not going to draw a Vivien, then it doesn't really matter. We're just going to die anyway. I don't really want to run the Accomplice out for no value. Like, we run out the Accomplice, we can't block with it or we lose it. And our opponent could potentially have some sort of removal spell for it. If we draw Vivien, we win with Accomplice starting in our hand. Oh, yeah, so I guess that is So I guess that's a punt. I've been focusing on Vivien, but I guess we could be focusing on, yeah, okay. I will accept the punt for that. We should have tried to put Saheeli into play. You are correct. I will actually accept a punt for that one. Fair enough. But I feel like the same thing happens in Modern, honestly. Like, I feel like in Modern, there's just so many staples now that you just gotta decide how you're gonna handle that. you either have to be like, okay, it is what it is, I'm just gonna play them. Or if you don't do that, you're probably gonna get beat by the people playing the staples. So I feel like we're seeing this same process repeat itself in every format. It's just Magic in the year 2022. So I think I just need to be like, okay, like that's just what Magic is. So we should just be okay with playing Teferi or whatever. I think, like, I guess that's got to be the answer to it. I don't know if it's a satisfying answer, but I think that's the answer. I'm missing too many. I sent the red black list. Where did you send it? Is it in the chat? The Goldfish podcast is the highlight of the week. Ooh, well, thank you. I'm glad you enjoy it. Commander Clash is my favorite. I quit Arena like a month ago because I just want to brew a bunch of jank and have fun. But as a free-to-play player, I was forced to grind limited as much as I could just get the wild cards to make my janky fun deck. So I mostly stopped watching Magic content because it just makes me mad at WotC. But I still make time for Commander Clash. Well, Pyro, I'm glad that we're on your approved list still. Just make a format designed around each card so they all have a chance to shine. So we're gonna switch it up. We're gonna try the Modern Horizons 2 busted version of the deck. So what do we see about the fair Vivien deck? And we got to see the combo go off, but honestly, not enough busted new cards, I think, is the TLDR. Like, it's kind of susceptible to removal. The backup plan is susceptible to the same removal, and we saw a ton of removal and we saw a ton of counters. So we're gonna try the Modern Horizons 2 version, essentially. The Yarion companion broken card pile. So this one, the idea is essentially the same-ish, except we can definitely win by just casting Omnath, because that's a busted card that can win by itself, or whatever. You know, the Renin 6 can grind out games by itself. So the idea is kind of the same, but this is 80 cards, playing companions, you know, just playing all the most busted mid-range stuff, and also having access to the combo. So we'll see how much that changes things. Basically. Yeah, that was a plan. We would try the combo-y version without the 2020 stuff, but then if that didn't work out, we would give up and join the dark side. I mean, there's a Teferi and a Solitude and a Prismatic ending, so good. Here's what I've learned. When Wizards prints directly for one specific format, they overshoot. I feel like that's just how it has to be. So, like, think of it from Wizards' perspective. So what's Wizards' goal? Wizards' goal is to sell out of a product. So if they're going to make us at, like, Modern Horizons, all that really matters to them is how much of this can we sell? Can we make money off this? So if Wizards' goal is to sell a product, they gotta make the cards good or no one's gonna buy it. Like, if you print a bunch of, like, worse than already existing cards, especially if you're trying to print cards for Modern or Commander or whatever, formats with a ton of cards, Standard it is a little different because of rotation and whatnot. Like, there's just not going to be enough people that are interested in it or buying it. So I think that's just how it has to work, unfortunately. Like, I don't know if do you think there's a way to make Commander Legends or Modern Horizons without printing the over-the-top cards? I would like to think there is, but I'm actually not, like, 100% sure that there actually is. Opponent junting him out. What? Outland Liberator. Is our opponent playing? Opponent's playing some standard over there. All right, we'll grab a snow-covered island. Untap. The duels definitely help, I think. Well, we'll play snow-covered forest. Play Teferi. Bounce a Liberator. Draw a card. Well, okay. We could use a something big. Yeah, I mean, it's good. I can blow up an artifact or enchantment, and if it flips, it's pretty strong, so. Grist A. Sure. Ooh, Mills of Yogg, that's good news. Wooded Foothills. Well, white, blue, green. Prismatic Ending, the Grist. Take up to Fairy, Snow-Covered Forest, Birds of Paradise. Go, lots of lands. No more lands, please. Unfit Parrot, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super for you. Thank you. Red Black Vivien. That is it's a interesting deck. So it's kind of, I guess it's kind of Mardu. So it can actually cast its white cards, but it can't actually cast Vivien. That's a pretty interesting idea. Huh. So you're pretty much all in on Planebound Accomplice then. I mean, definitely spicy. I don't know. I mean, it could work. There are some examples of decks that can't cast the things that they cheat to play. So, I mean, I like having like Profane Tutor Suite, being able to tutor something up, and of course a pile of just the evoke elementals. That's a good way to do things in Modern. two Ragavan treasures, easy. You can do it a few ideas. No free spells. Cards that revive old Modern were too weak and fell away, but give them pieces to revive them. Yeah, I mean, I think that a lot of the cards in Modern Horizons sets do that, but then it's like the top end cards that are just way over the top. All right, opponent's got a Yogg, although we have a Solitude, so we do get to answer it without too much trouble. Wow, another land. Golly gee, that's a lot of lands. Snow-covered plains. Okay, we would prefer to draw Vivien's and no more lands. Cast a Solitude. Get rid of the Yogg. Take up the Teferi. No more lands. Do you think that Ikoria Triomes will need a reprint at some point without going back to Ikoria? Yes, they definitely will. The good news is there's so many Commander products now that I think even though Triome is like kind of a set specific name, I think they'll still be able to print them. Opponent. Grist, Strangleroot. Well, double Grist is pretty good. Opponent sacks. So they're going to be able to kill the Teferi. Wow, we have drawn a pretty epic amount of lands. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 out of 4. I mean, I guess we fetched some of them, but still. Whew. So yeah, I think we're going to try them reprint. It's pretty easy to reprint cards these days. That's one of the upsides of just having so many products. How do we do this? So we got a Coatl. I guess the question is, do we main phase it? Because we could draw into something, or do we just pass? I mean, I guess we take Yarion. Let's just Yarion. And Stomping Grounds. Tapped and go. Yeah, we switched to the money pile. The money pile build of the combo after trying the fair version and just mostly getting countered in instant speed remove. So I think it's just it's a necessary evil. You gotta play what's legal, I guess. I mean, Omnath's really good. This is, I mean, essentially 5-color Omnath with also Vivien's, but I mean, Omnath's a really good card. Opponent. Oh, we got another. Oh, they're going to find Yogg. All right. Well, they don't win here, but they're in pretty good shape. Yogg number 3. Yeah, we've just been doing the flooding. So opponent gets to sack and draw a card. Well, we need to find something. We need a combo. We need to find a removal. We got to do something because our opponent's just yogging for days. Sacks to draw a card. I think Yogg is like Modern Horizons done right in a lot of ways. Opponent goes to combat. Opponent gets in, hits us. Sure. Well, okay. Oh, we're into clear blocks. All right. Yes, yes, yes. Hit us. Down to 15. Well, Ice-Fang Quaddle. Please not more lands. Please, please, please. Plane bound. Well, Vivien would be good. Vivien would be a win. Prismatic Ending. Well, okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Prismatic Ending the Yogg. I mean, if we just keep killing Yoggs, we're going to live for a while at least. Yogg down. Opponent's down 3 Yoggs. So hopefully we're in decent shape. And then go to combat. Hit the Grist. Waterlog Grove. Go. All right, no more Yoggs. No more Yoggs. Please. Oh, actually, is that the 4th? You're right, because they milled the one. Yeah. So we're actually down all the Yoggs. So we're not gonna worry about our opponent Yogg comboing at least. Yeah, we looked at it a minute ago. The red backlist definitely unique for sure. Has anyone actually seen the red black list? I'm curious. I'm curious how it works. I mean, we could try it sometime. Opponent Wall of Roots. Well, all this stuff is a lot less scary without the possibility of a Yogg coming down to beat us. Opponent's gonna have to do it the fair way. The combo is offline. Opponent sacks. And endure. Oh, okay. Well, this is a way to get their Yoggs back. They get to shuffle the Yoggs back in, so they can find Yogg 5 or 6. If they have another Eldritch Evolution, I'm not going to be pleased. Opponent gets in, hits us. Sure, down to 15. Oh, come on, Vivien. All right, Outland Liberator. Draw a card. Oh, there it is. Okay, we're good. We did it. So, 1, 2, 3. Planebound Accomplice. Our turn to combo. Planeswalker into play. Vivien on the hunt. Sack the Planebound Accomplice. Felidar Guardian. Blink the Vivien. Get to do it again. Tick it up. Sack the Felidar Guardian. Get the Karmic Guide. Get back the Felidar Guardian. Blink the Vivien. The combo is so sweet when it goes off. Blink the Vivien again. Tick it up. Sack the Felidar Guardian. Kiki Jiki. Mirror Breaker. Copy Karmic Guide. Get back Felidar Guardian. And now we are infinite. Felidar. Kiki. Blink it. Always save target. Always yes. And opponent scoops it up. Huh, okay, so that went pretty well. I mean, that went pretty smoothly. Oh my god, I don't know if you ever remember about me complaining for you to play this deck, but I'm finally building Serum Powder Eldrazi with Company Buddy. Ooh, Serum Powder Eldrazi. Boy, it's been a while since I've seen that deck. That is a really cool a really cool deck. Record officially updated. Yeah, that's a fun one. What color do you think Bear would like to play? Ooh. What color? Maybe red. It might be red. So Bear he's so unique. He's like this literally the sweetest puppy, and probably everyone says this about their dogs, but he is just like so sweet. So his brother. Here's a Bear story. He's sweet and also like kind of a jerk sometimes. But anyway, like so Bear, his brother has this hip problem. His brother from the same litter, it's his brother. He's got this hip problem that makes it hard for him to walk. It's just like a unfortunate biological thing essentially. Just got the short stick. So they'll get together and play, but then after a little while, Ruckus will just not be able to do it anymore. And Bear will just go like kind of lay down next to him and wait for him to feel better. So he's such a sweet puppy. But at the same time, I'll wake up in the middle of the night to him literally just like eating a hole in the corner of my bed, or like eating through a recliner or something. So he'll also just be the naughtiest, like, he's just like such a nice sweet puppy, but then he's got this like evil streak. So Naya, maybe you got the like impulsive red can't be controlled aspect, but then you also have like I don't know, maybe Gruel and Naya somewhere in there, I think. I mean, he's like super nice to me. He's just not nice to my furniture. But then also, apparently his new thing, it's so funny. His new thing, he'll be playing with Ruckus or another dog, and they'll be outside, and Bear will come in the doggy door, and Bear's big. He's a big boy. I guess we should be sideboarding, but he is a big boy. He's a very big boy. So he will just plop himself down right in front of the dog door, so the rest of the dogs can't actually get in, and they'll sit out there and just like whine, and Bear will pretend like he doesn't hear them, just kind of look around innocently like I'm just sitting here. I don't know what they're whining about. And he'll just keep doing that until someone physically goes in, like moves him out from in front of the dog door. All right. Ooh, Playmount Accomplice. Okay, this is fine. We got some redraws. The Solitude is good because I didn't kill the first Yogg. Yeah, he shows him. I'm excited. I get to take him to the vets on Monday, and I can finally find out what he... Yeah, he might have learned that from me. I finally get to find out what he weighs. It's probably going to be... It's got to be a high number. Definitely over 100, and I bet maybe he's close to 120 or something. He's a big boy. The ignoblest of hierarchs. Yeah, he literally is gatekeeping the doggy door. Well, windswept teeth, crack windswept teeth. Get a... Okay, so we got the Plainbound Accomplice. We're going to need double red. Yeah, let's just stomping around. I mean, we cast all of our planeswalkers because of these Oath of Nissas. Oath of Nissa finds us. Oh, Fury. How greedy are we? Fury is a blowout again. You know what? We're going to take Fury. Not taking a land might come back to bite us. We'll see, but Fury's just so good. He usually, yeah, he used to always sleep at the bottom of the bed. Now he sleeps between the bottom of the bed and like at the foot of the bed on the floor, depending on his mood. All right, Geralf's Messenger. Sure. Still just want to find mostly Saheeli, Eldritch Evolution. Well, Oath of Nissa. Keep the new one. Snow-covered island. Play it. Well, Fury here is kind of a bummer. We don't really want to Fury away this Geralf's Messenger. Or do we? We'd rather Solitude it, honestly. We're 0-0 since we started playing the fully powered build. I think we just pass. Actually, maybe we just Solitude this, but then we got to pitch the Teferi. Do we Solitude it now? If we wait, they can also Eldritch Evolution it. All right, pass the turn. About it. We'll wait. We'll wait. I don't know if this is correct or not. Hopefully we can sweep the board with these Evoke Elementals. Get rid of this. Fury away the rest of it. Maybe get down something. So the indisputable parts of Pioneer Blink deck are best Voice Spirited Companion, Teleportation Circle, and green stuff. The question is the third color. And that's a route I don't know where to go. Ooh. So white, green, blue offers a lot of options. Blue gives you Flibblethip, it gives you Thassa's. So there's a lot of good pieces in. Yeah, we're gonna do it. There's a lot of good options for a Blink deck in blue. So that would be my first thought, is go kind of like Bant Blank. All right, Messenger down. Hopefully our opponent runs out something we can just wipe out with Fury, and then... Or we just draw Vivien. That's the other option. Just draw Vivien. What color would you go into, chat, for Blank? Also a reminder that our sponsor today is Card Kingdom. And if you need some magical cards, you can get them over at cardkingdom.com. All right, opponent has Grist. Obnoxious. Makes an insect. Passes. So we can Fury, pitch, Planebound Accomplice, and Saheeli, I guess? But then we're a long way away from actually comboing. Like, if we find Vivien, we'd rather do it the other way. Yeah, Deadly Dispute's ridiculously expensive. Yeah, Bant is kind of the traditional Blink colors, one of them. I mean, I think we got a Fury. The question is, which are we discarding? I think it's Planebound. I think... Yeah, let's do it. So Fury. Hopefully we don't regret it. 1 to you, 2 to you. I mean, getting rid of the Mana Dork's pretty big, because that puts our opponent on 2 mana. They just miss their land drop. And then we can Wooded Foothills, crack Wooded Foothills. Get a Snow-Covered Forest, run out Saheeli, and we get to start scrying at least Ren. Yeah, okay, sure. Fake some mana, pass the turn. Hey, Seth, good to see ya. Are you fully recovered from the non-COVID stuff you have? Yeah, finally. That was a really long cold, or whatever it was. It was like 2 weeks, but I think I'm actually like fully better at this point. Finally. How are you, LeMountain? So sad that Thrags didn't make it to Pioneer by a single set. I'm surprised that Thrags hasn't been reprinted, honestly. It seems so... Oh yeah, if we could have cast Fury the following turn, waiting would have been worth it. About it. Gonna make an insect. And, ooh, finds a land. That's a big one. That's a big one. About it. Well, I guess eventually we can just hardcast Vivien. Necromantia. Alright. Well, gonna shuffle away the red. Are they just going for the combo? Apparently. Well, maybe they go for Felidare Guardian. Yeah, because that cuts off the Saheeli combo too. Well, we'll see. We'll see. Favorite non-MTG pastime? Ooh. I guess probably music. Wait. We shuffled back into the red? That seems unlikely, but okay. Well, actually, okay, so play red. Are we ticking down? Maybe we are. So play red. Snipe the insect. Scry with Saheeli. Keep the prismatic ending. Play the land. Pass the turn. What are the odds? We only have like 2 Rens in the deck. Would really like to see a Pioneer version of your deck Sultai from a few years ago. Ooh. That could definitely be a fun one to revisit. That deck, just stealing your opponent's stuff is definitely super fun. Yeah, that's a good idea. I like it. And we've got a lot of new steal your stuff cards. About it. We could use our Bisheju. Oh, actually, Bearby, where's the binder? Here, give me the binder. You gotta see this. If you want a testament to Bearby, hang on. Look at this. I might do a giveaway. Here you go. How about this? If you want a testament to Bear's naughtiness, look at this beautiful binder. This is a binder. This is such a cool old binder. I got this binder buying a collection like a long time ago. It's from the early 90s. It's so sweet. I had it sitting on my shelf, and Bear got it off the shelf and absolutely just ate it. This whole corner's missing. This whole corner's missing. Yeah, it is absolutely this top part, the ring's hanging out. He just eats everything, no matter how much I love it. I think he intentionally eats the things I care about more. So I don't know, maybe... Oh, there were no cards in it, thankfully. It was empty. It was just sitting on the shelf, thankfully. But I might have to do a giveaway. There's got to be someone who would like a LP... MP? Maybe it's MP. Old binder. It is a cool binder. It was probably cooler before it was eaten, but it's still pretty cool. I get a snow-covered plains. 1, 2, 3. Prismatic ending the grist. Oh, actually, I forgot. Okay. I was thinking of doing a bear contest, actually. Scry. Eldritch Evolution to the bottom. You know what? Let's just ping this insect. Pass the turn. So I was thinking of doing a bear contest. Hey, bear. Buddy. Come here so people can see you. So I gotta take Bear to the where did this? Oh, they Court of Calling into a young wolf. All right. I gotta take Bear to the vet on Monday. I was thinking we could do a guess the weight contest, and then give a prize to whoever was closest. But it would be very hard to do without actually seeing him. I know the answer is a lot, but how a lot is it? About it. Has an Eldritch Evolution. Well, he might be dying. Giving away a Bearscape. That would actually be the perfect thing to give away. Gets back the young wolf. Another grist. Makes an insect. Yeah. That Necromancer was brutal. We're just like, we have no combo pieces. We're just like spinning our wheels. I don't know how we win now. Yeah, Saheeli's very bad at this point. Without any Felidar Guardian, it's just Scry 1 and ping. Like that's what the Saheeli is basically forever. So the combo isn't a possibility. What possibilities are there for winning without the combo? So opponent's gonna kill the Saheeli anyway. And play a Birds of Paradise. I mean, I guess it's probably... I guess the possibility of winning is probably just going off with Omnath, I guess. Bounce the Oath and Nissa, draw a card. Vivien could draw some cards, possibly. Oath of Nissa. Wow, even more lands. I'll take the land. Play the land. Let's look at this deck list and see. Is there any real true pathway to winning from here? Yeah, 4/4 Rhinos maybe. Although we're pretty far behind these Grist. Like, the problem is the Grist just snipes Vivien, so we really need to somehow kill the Grist first. Otherwise, Omnath can win. I guess Yarion we should get at some point. Opponent gets and hits us. Not that it really does a ton, but Wall of Roots. Opponent passes. So we Vivien make a Rhino, but then, well, I mean, I guess that's still what we gotta do. It's not good, but Vivien make a 4/4. So our opponent can sack a creature to the Grist. Grist is a really good card. This is where Vivien's pretty lackluster. Vivien's really good if we're comboing, but is a fair planeswalker. Medium to low powered, I'd say. Opponent. I mean, if Vivien sticks and we just keep making Rhinos, they are bigger than our opponent's stuff. Although they eventually are going to... Oh, no. Right now we're going to find Yogg. I feel like Yogg is like such a perfect example of a Modern Horizons card. It's like really strong and it made its own deck, but it's also 4 mana and definitely not broken. Oh, okay, we're super dead. Sure. Hey, happy Cinco de Mayo, Earth. How are you? Good to see you. Yeah, I'm hoping to go to the SCG. That's my plan. So should be there. What? Is there really anything we can bring in against this deck? Like, Endurance, I guess, does something. It can fizzle some of their infinite combos. Oh, I mean, well, no, Yogg, like, if it comes down on a full board, it just wins. But it's 4 mana, and it needs a board full of creatures. Compared to some of the other cards, I think that's kind of where I want the threats to be. Like, Seasoned Pyromancer's another one. Seasoned Pyromancer's an incredibly strong Magic card, like, really good. But it's 3 mana. It's kind of a value-y play rather than a win the game on its own or, combo piece that just easily goes off. So there's been some amazing cards from Modern Horizons. Just the ones at the top end that everyone or a lot of people dislike. Those are the ones that end up getting a lot of the press, I think. Scheming Fence. I mean, it's a bummer that it has to come down after the thing, but technically it shuts down Grist. Maybe we want the Auriok Champion too. The Auriok Champion can kind of at least slow down our opponent's combo. What we really need is a backup plan for winning. If our opponent necromentions us, and I'm not sure what that is. I mean, I guess there's only 2 Felidar Guardians in the deck anyway. It's not a super duper high number. Teferi is kind of medium in this matchup. Trim. Yeah. I mean, I guess we just try to Yarion. Do I have a wish list for Dominaria? Oh, boy, we get so many so many products now. I haven't even really got super in depth into thinking about Dominaria. Like, obviously, I'm super hyped for rotation. Standard's been pretty good, but recently, but I'm also super excited for just getting rid of some stuff. There's some cards that I can't wait to have them disappear. Like, probably the biggest one is like Azeka's Cherry and so forth, but I haven't thought, hey Bear, be careful, you're hitting the mic stand, bud. You're being loud. Here, over there, off the mic stand. There you go, bud. There you go. So I'm definitely excited for some of the stuff that's leaving, but I haven't thought a ton about what I'm hoping for. I will say that, well, Quick Saheeli is kind of nice. I will say that, how about a artifact set that's not broken? Traditionally, we get artifact sets and they're just super busted. I would like an artifact set that is not broken like every other artifact set. Opponent runs out of Grist. Very powerful magic card. Gonna tick down and you're gonna sack your birds. Alright, so opponent's got the Fear. Kills the Saheeli. Well, this kind of leaves us at the do nothing stage. Windswept Teeth. Crack it. Red white. So we need Sacred Foundry? Take a Sacred Foundry, untap. Red, green, white, blue. Busted 2020 card Omnath. Draws us a card. It's a Ren. Pass the turn. What do you want from Dominaria? Arch Burglar Lord for the 30th month. Welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super trivia, thank you. Opponent, Insect, and Wall of Roots. And Young Wolf. And, so opponent, I think, is set up to go infinite if they play a Yogg, which is pretty not great. Okay. So, how do we avoid our opponent just winning here? Actually, wait. So we get to make a bunch of mana. We can Ren, land. Oh, we can't win though, right? So we got Vivien. Okay, wait, we got to think about this. So we Ren. Oh, we got the Kiki in hand too. Ugh. The Kiki in hand's not good. There's only one Kiki. There's only a single Kiki. We gotta be able to do something good here. Okay, so we spend 2 mana. We get back the land. It double triggers Ob to make mana. So we're gonna have 7 mana. But the Kiki's in hand. Casting Kiki doesn't do anything. Ice Fang Coatl doesn't do anything. We don't have a 2-drop to sacrifice. We're like so close. But what does Karmic Guide do? I mean, we could Oath of Nissa. Because if we just hit... Alright, maybe Oath of Nissa first? Or Vivien draw? Alright, 1-2. Ren. Get back the land. Play the land. Gain some life. Yeah, we could just spin the Oath and and hope for the best. Windswept Heath. Get a Stomping Grounds? Yeah, take a Stomping Grounds untapped. We get to make some mana. Oath of Nissa, spit it to win it. If we hit the Planebound, we win. Scheming Fence. Yeah, we have blue. I guess we take Scheming Fence. The problem is it can only name a card on the battlefield. That is a problem of Scheming Fence. So we can't name. Yeah, we might be dying. So we can't name Yawgmoth. Well, we'll take Scheming Fence. Naming Grist is okay. But that doesn't stop us from, like, our opponent's set up to go infinite with these two Young Wolves if they have Yogg. We don't have a Solitude. Well, do we have a Solitude? So Solitude just to kill, like, a Young Wolf? That is legal. That would help make sure that we didn't die. Wow, this is such a tough position. We're like so close. Yeah, Solitude a Young Wolf feels so bad, but... And we're giving up our Omnath for it. But maybe that's what we gotta do. Well, play Vivien. Go to combat. Attack Grist. I mean, we'll see how our opponent blocks. They could just block with a Young Wolf. I guess that wouldn't actually change it, would it? Well, get in at the Grist. Oh, yeah, we might be sacking it. Opponent. Blocks. Or not. Blocks. All right, trying to keep the Young Wolves. Sure. Well, I think we do it. Take up. Sack Omnath. Oh. How about Fury? Wait, does Fury still leave us dead? Ping, ping. Double ping. Our opponent... Well, they're not going to have the mana, and it would get rid of the Grist. They could still draw a ton. Yeah. Getting rid of the Grist is appealing. You know what? We're going to take Fury. I think it's fine. Kill him. So opponent gets back the Young Wolves. This helps keep our Vivien around, which I think has value. Pass the turn. So our opponent can sack the Wall of Roots to put a counter on here, go back and forth, draw a bunch of cards, but they can't get a Blood Artist down, I don't think, even if they do have it. So worst case is they draw a ton of cards, but they shouldn't be able to kill us. Okay, Young Wolf. Land. Okay. And Eldritch Evolution. All right, so opponent can draw a ton of cards and lose a ton of life, but they can't win the game, right? So opponent can do this 17-ish times. But this doesn't lead to them winning, right? They don't have the mana to actually win. And we're going to untap with Vivien and our stuff. Opponent. Oh, yeah, I guess that's true. They can potentially draw into a chord. You're right. Opponent. Well, it wouldn't have mattered if we had... It wouldn't have mattered if we got Solitude anyway, because they had a third Young Wolf in hand either way. So it wouldn't have actually... Solitude wouldn't have stopped the same progression from happening. Opponent. Drawing cards, drawing cards. I mean, that's what Yogg does with Undying creatures. Wow, we were so close to being able to win. Yeah, they have exactly enough creatures to chord for a Blood Artist. And then they win. They go infinite. Well, they have to have the chord. I assume they know they can chord, but they do actually have to have it in hand. Opponent down to 4. I'm expecting we're going to see it any second now. Opponent. Well, once they have Blood Artist, then they go infinite, right? Because they gain back any of the life that they spend. Blood Artist gains them life, so they're just like fully infinite. Then they can activate it as many times as they want. Well, if we untap Scheming Fence would be decent. I don't know if this is a good enough card. Like, this is a good example of kind of the issue with Scheming Fence. We know that Yawgmoth is the problem, but Scheming Fence only works for permanents that's already on the battlefield. That's kind of the question about this card. I'm actually skeptical that this card's good enough. If it could work like a Pithing Needle, it would be great. But because your opponent has to have the permanent on the battlefield, it's a little sketchy. It's a little sketchy. Undying is an ability where when a creature dies, if it doesn't have a... Wow. They didn't win? Or they're just going to win during our turn? Now I'm very confused. Undying is... When this creature dies, if it didn't have a +1/+1 counter on it, return it to the battlefield with a +1/+1 counter on it. So our opponent's combo is essentially 2 creatures with that ability, and then Yawgmoth, which is pay a life, sack a creature, put a -1/-1 counter on up to 1 creature and draw a card. So essentially what you do is you sack an Undying creature, it comes back with a counter, then you sack another one, you use a -1/-1 counter to get rid of the +1/+1 counter. They just outbalance each other essentially. So you end up with no counters, and then you can keep doing that an infinite number of times, draw a ton of cards. Ideally, you'll have a Blood Artist, and then you just win, because then you drain your opponent every time you have a creature die. But yeah, if you can put it into play at instant speed, it seems better. Okay, well, we're not dead yet. But can we do anything? We have a Vivien. Opponent has 7 cards. I'm so confused how this went. I don't know what our opponent's doing. Well, 1, 2. Start with the fence, you think? Well, 1, 2. The question is, do we need to play Kiki? Like, playing Kiki on Fury would be really good. Is that just better? Wow, what a weird situation. I mean, we pretty much just gotta kill the Yogg anyway. I mean, sack the copy, but we don't have a good 6-drop to get. Yeah, clock is becoming we don't have a 6-drop period to get. All right, 1, 2, Scheming Fence. Anyag. But now what? We don't have a 3-drop. Take down Vivien. Planebound Skyclave. Not very helpful at all. Not helpful, period. Well, ping down the Young Wolf. It comes back. Play the Hierarch. Play Jetmir's Garden. Pass the turd. Yeah, that was not... I don't think that was enough of a turd. Oh, get in with Fury. Opponent. Blocks. Now we pass the turn. Opponent untaps. I mean, they just drew half their deck. They gotta be able to win, right? Besage. With the amount of cards that they drew, it's hard to imagine they can't win, but maybe they can't. Oh, what a weird, close, strange situation. Was hoping, so what we wanted to have happen that turn was take down Vivien, hit the Felidar Guardian, blink the Vivien, then I think we could likely win. Opponent's thinking. 2 mana. What a close game. About it. Wall of Roots. So imagine it might have been game if you copied Fury and they had no responses. Well, if we... so I guess we could have... Well, actually, could we have done everything? Without playing Scheming Fence, then our opponent can activate the Yawgmoth? That feels kind of bad. Wow, Necromensch, okay. So opponent's just going to try to stay alive? All right, so we just got to... I guess we just got to play fast. Opponent's going to take our combo pieces. Wow. I think we might have a shot here to win with combat damage. I think. Maybe. Oh my goodness. Opponent takes a Felidar Guardians. Opponent passes. Well, red, green. Kiki Jiki. Copy the Fury. Kill the Young Wolves. Go to combat. Attack, attack, attack. And that should be game. I can't believe our opponent drew all those cards and didn't win. Opponent blocks and blocks. Sure. But we still got the Ren. Opponent goes to 1. 1 damage any target. Wow. 14 seconds. 14 seconds on the clock. Combo cut off, and we still got there. My mind is blown. I honestly don't think I have ever seen our opponent's deck draw that many cards and not win. I don't think I've ever seen it. I don't think I've ever seen that a single time. The Scheming Fence worked. What happened to our opponent, though? How did they draw 14 cards and fizzle? How is that even a thing? Well, that was a really interesting game. Scheming Fence? I'm not going to take back what I said about it. I'm still a little skeptical. But it did end up working out pretty well there. They did save us. All right, we get to play. Let's see if we can get an easier, faster one. Wow, there was not much time on the clock. Oh, you think they cut the Blood Artist? That's possible. Oh, Yarian versus Yarian. Well, the good news about this hand is we might be able to just accidentally win with Saheeli here, depending on what our opponent has. I mean, Birds of Paradise into Saheeli into Felidare for the win. So Stomping Grounds untapped, and the Birds of Paradise go. Opponent. Yeah, maybe they just ran poorly. I don't know. I mean, it's possible that they just didn't run well. Blue, red, whatever. Saheeli. Do some scrying. Health and Nissa. Yeah, if we don't win, that's pretty good. Pass the turn. Okay, about it. Please just die. Jetmir Garden. Sure. I mean, opponent needs something or they literally just die. About it. Waterlogged Grove. This might be a mirror. Well, I mean, I think we're going for it. If they're playing our deck, they don't have a lot of instant speed interaction. Land, crack it. Snow-covered plains. Copy. Birds of Paradise. And Felidare Guardian. For the win, maybe? Blank Saheeli. And got him. Wow. After that last game, we played the longest, grindiest game, and then we just got the turn 3 win. All right. Well, sweet. We'll take it. We'll take it. That's kind of... What do you think of a game like that? Like, is that cool because we won on turn 3, or is it a non-game? I don't know. Is that a great game because of the fast combo, or a horrible game because our opponent literally just played 2 lands? I mean, it's nice when you're on the winning side, I guess. So I guess in that case, it's probably a great game, but our deck did its thing. Yeah, it is definitely nice to get a break after the longest, grindiest game. So I assume our opponent's literally playing our deck, or something very close to our deck. I mean, we're going to bring in the Scheming Fence. Apparently, Modern All-Star Scheming Fence. This other stuff doesn't seem super relevant. Actually, Aurillac Champion does fizzle the combo. So we got to bring that in. I guess nothing else really matters. We'll go down 1 Abundant Growth and maybe like an Eldritch Evolution, run it like that. Oh yeah, we're comboing off with the Vivs. If it's a janky combo, early wins are sweet or funny. If it's a combo you see all the time, less. Yeah, I think that makes sense. Oh, so how has Explorer been? I keep hearing mixed things. I know that was not a Vivien win, unfortunately. How is Explorer been? I keep hearing people, Explorer is the new Pioneer adjacent format on Magic Arena. I keep hearing people, it's so funny, you'll hear people complain about the format, but then you'll hear people complain about people complaining about the format. You'll have people say Tibalt's Trickery's busted, and like a problem. Then other people think it's not, or Winota, or whatever, choose a deck. Opponent also, okay, so I think our opponent's literally playing the same 75 as us. But what is your, okay, how about Trickery? How often do you actually play Trickery? Is it actually often? And then you complain about the people complaining about the people complaining about the format. It just goes on. It just goes on forever. You keep leveling each other. That is the magic way. Mostly Winota. So have you been beating Winota? Has Winota been like feeling unbeatable? Or is it just a deck that you see a lot? Because I think there's a pretty big difference. Like sometimes there's decks that are really heavily played but don't feel oppressive. Other times there's decks that you see all the time and are just miserable. Like the life gain decks. I feel like the life gain decks are like that for me. You see the life gain decks so much on Arena, way more than you should, but they never feel oppressive usually. I'd say Winota is 50-50 beatable, but it's heavily played, so more annoying. Yeah, I mean, Winota, it is beatable. It is very good. I feel like some of the Arena lists people have played are meh. The opponent's gonna do some scheming, steal our Ren, and pass. All right, that's fine. Well, we will Flooded Strand. Crack it. We could be dying next turn. That is a possibility. Like, there are things our opponent could play that would make us die. To Fairy. Bounce the Scheming Fence. Oh, wait, can you not use... it doesn't actually get loyalty abilities, that's right. There's no point in getting back a land. Well, okay, take up. Sure. Get back the land for no value. Pass the turn. Has Explorer being added to Arena increased your time playing Arena? That's the other thing I was wondering, because a lot of people were saying, like, they had quit Arena over Alchemy stuff, or over Alchemy and Historic, or whatever reason. But then on the first day it came out, some people were saying, like, I've come back, or I'm thinking about coming back. Has that actually happened? Like, has that brought people back to the client? Or are you just playing it the same? Still refuse to install. Well, that is a fair opinion. Omnath draws a card. Thankfully can't make a land drop. But it passes. We might just have to ending this, unfortunately. Eldritch Evolution. 1, 2, 3, blue, white, red, green. Well, take up to Fairy. Take up red. Get the land. Play the land. Blue, white, red, green. Prismatic ending. Full power, almost. Get rid of the Omnath. Go. I still haven't played it since becoming a proper cube, and too busy staying tuned to the Streets meta. Yeah, I've really enjoyed Standard. How have you enjoyed Streets and New Capenna Standard? I've enjoyed it. I will say, I still think Esper is going to be really strong. That's a deck that I struggle most with keeping up with the new Standard. The, like, Rafine, Kaido, Wandering Emperor, Elspeth, Lolth, Void Red, Vanishing Verse. Oh, that's like, that deck's so good. I'm sure there's bad matchups, but it seems like it's always good against the deck I'm playing. About it. I feel like this is the strongest batch of Planeswalkers we had in Standard since War of the Spark era. Like, the combination, like, the curve of Kaido, Wandering Emperor, Elspeth, Lolth, one of those 2 5-drops. That is just a very, very good Planeswalker curve. More lands. Well, okay, take up to Fairy. I think we have to bounce a Felidar Guardian, or we risk dying. What did they take? Coatl. All right, so to Fairy 2. Keep the new one. Bounce a Felidar Guardian. Land. Crack it. Snow-covered forest. Ren. Get back the land. Ultimating this Ren could be good. Birds of Paradise. And also even more Birds of Paradise. And go. Yeah, I mean, I think that's where we're heading. We need one more turn to ultimate the Ren, but then we just keep casting this prismatic ending, which is kind of good. We'll see. They could answer it. They might have an answer. Actually, what answer would they have? I guess their own prismatic ending would be the most likely one. You gotta remember to get Yari on too at some point. Do you think that Wizards is printing too many cards that can't be interacted with, like standard, so many unblockable, and Planeswalkers avoid interaction? All right, opponent, Scheming Fence. Sure. Chooses Renin 6. He's playing Coatl. All right, so we need a way to get rid of the Scheming Feds. If we can get rid of the Scheming Feds, then we can ultimate the Ren, and we're in serious business. Are they printing too much stuff that's hard to interact with? I don't know if I'd say that. I do feel like cards have been too snowbally, but I think that's kind of a somewhat different issue. Like, if anything, I feel like they've kind of toned back a little bit on straight up hexproof and stuff like that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I mean, I guess we can Karmic Guide Fury. That might be what we're doing. Kind of a bummer to waste the Karmic Guide. We could also sack the birds and get a 3-drop. I do not like hexproof. Phasing I like. Hexproof, no. I strongly dislike hexproof. I think that's one of the worst mechanics they've made. Probably not the literal worst, but I think it's in the bottom something. Bottom 5, maybe. Birds for Skyclave might be better. And then we still have the Karmic Guide. And then we could actually get back the birds if we wanted to. And then we also have mana. That does seem better. Well, we'll see what we draw. Land. All right, so... All right, check our sideboard, just make sure. Okay, so we do have our Skyclave. So green, whatever. Eldritch Evolution. Sack the birds. Are we at danger of just getting combo? That's the other question. Probably. The worst mechanic is Meld. Meld is a cool mechanic. You don't like Meld? Interesting. All right, we're going to do it. So sack this. Skycave Apparition. Get rid of the Scheming Fence. This lets us Emblem Renin 6. Take up to Fairy. And so it's gonna be hard to get comboed now. Play the land, because we can prismatic ending at instant speed. So we'll just pass and do some ending during our opponent's turn. Yeah, this is kind of a brutal little combo here. Renin 7 ultimate with Teferi with a prismatic ending in the graveyard. So now if our opponent does anything, we can just snipe it, right? Megamorph is just ridiculous. The name. That might be the worst name mechanic. You can't just take Mega in front of a pre-existing mechanic. That how would Wizards think no one would laugh at that? Like, I don't know. That just seems so cheesy. It's just so cheesy. Endurance going after our graveyard. Oh, so opponent found a way by the looks. Wow, I thought we were in such good shape too. That's not great. Oh. Cleave is a very inelegant mechanic, in my opinion. Do we just let this go? I mean, I guess we can kill the Coatl. Oh, we need to tap other colors. All right, so Prismatic Ending. Kill the Coatl. Discard one of our many Magic the Gathering land cards. All right. Shuffle it in. Well, that is a good answer to what we were trying to do. Hell, there goes our removal. Are we dead? Cleave? Isn't Cleave just like a split card? Isn't everything just some sort of split card or kicker? Like, couldn't Cleave? I'm trying to think of an example of a Cleave card. All right, there's the Felidar Guardian. Yeah, that's frightening. So we're not dead yet, but we could be at any moment if we don't draw something. So looking at Cleave cards, like, couldn't it just be kicker or a split card? Like, dig up. 1 mana, search your library for a basic land card, put it in your hand. Kicker, whatever, double black and 1, search for any card and put it in your hand. Or some sort of, like, there's so many ways I could format it, but it seems like a million other mechanics. Bonnet Sacred Foundry. Well, okay, we get to cycle the Triome. Looking for some goodies. Well, this game's been a little grindier. Mega kicker, super duper mega kicker. Steam Vents, I guess, untapped. Down to 12. I mean, if we die, we're going to die all the way to a combo, most likely. So, life total not super duper relevant. Cycle. Fury's pretty good. And Wooded Foothills. Well, take up to Fairy. Play a Fury. Kill the Felidar Guardian. Waterlog Grove. Get in. Hit ya with the Skyclave. Alright, well, Felidar dealt with for now. And then I guess we now finally take Yarion. Alright, 1, 2, 3. Companion in hand. Your go, don't kill us. I hailed it as the worst of the cycle, and I was definitely off on that one for sure. Ended up being very good. I mean, all the elementals are really good. But this was when I ranked at the bottom of the pile, and certainly did not deserve it. With how it played out in that end, definitely deserved to be much higher rated than that. About it. What did we bounce in? Uh-oh. Nothing? Are we dead? Eldritch Evolution. Alright. Looks like your opponent's going to win. Planebound. I assume this is a Vivien. Well, we can make sure they have all the pieces in their deck, because they're only playing one of each. So make sure they have the pieces, and then we'll scoop. Felidar. Blinks it. So I had a Felidar. Do they have the Karmic Guide? Yes. Yeah, Eldritch Evolution's kind of key to these decks, I guess. Want some feedback on my wacky deck? Hey, let me see, Bob Wizard. All right. Yep. Opponent's got all the pieces. 5-color Umori Reef Reanimator. Ooh. Oh, I hate to say this. I can't think of very few examples, maybe none, where I played a deck with Umori and ended up feeling like I was glad I played it with Umori. It pains me. It pains me to say that, but literally every time that we take and play that we play Yumori deck, my end result is the deck was sweet, but it would be sweeter if it didn't have Yumori and instead it had whatever, some amount of non creatures in it. Should we bring in Endurance? Yeah. Endurance, I guess, can interact with our opponent's combo. We would prefer to just be the first one to combo, but it worked out for our opponent there. But I like the deck. Elementals are really sweet. Risen Reef can do some really fun things. Vesper Lark, very, very powerful. Getting back Risen Reefs and whatnot. So I think the deck looks super fun, Bob Wizard. Although I will say, I'm not sure Yumori's, especially, so what does Yumori actually do? It's just kind of like a pseudo ramp spell if you get it down. I almost wonder, it could be worth considering Kahira if you want a companion. Yeah, Risen Reef decks are just always super fun. Yumori's very sound and fair before the erratic companion, but now not worth it. Yeah, it's just every time we try it, we've tried it a few times lately. We're like, okay, we're going to play this sweet Yumori deck. And then we play it and we're like, oh, the deck was sweet, but if we cut Yumori and played like whatever, then it would be better. Can you play a Nova Chaser deck? I don't think we've ever played a Nova Chaser deck. That could be fun. Nova Chaser's a cool card. All right, nut draw, please. Turn 3 kill. How would I rank the elementals today? This isn't that bad. How would I rank the elementals today? My elemental ranking today would probably be, oh boy. I mean, blue would be at the bottom. I don't think there's even any conversation to be had about that. I think it's just like straight up the worst one. So blue would be at the bottom. And then it gets really tough. Like, the other 4 are all really, really good. And they all see a ton of play, so I don't even know. After that, like, what would deserve to be at the top? They all see, like, incredibly heavy play. Green sees maybe the most play now. Fury has also seen the most play at various points. Like, they're all really strong. So yeah, I think the only, like, pseudo flop was kind of blue. Do you have a steam? Oh, we can't get a steam vents. Well, okay. Breeding pool, I guess. Breeding pool? I feel like what land we take here is actually relevant. Yeah, take breeding pool. Untapped. Run out a Teferi. Bounce your Birds of Paradise. Slow you down a bit. Draw a card. Okay, Imperial Recruiter. Well, past the turn. We're gonna need mana. You say Cleave is bad, but without Cleave, what would we get this? That is pretty good. Indicate, Vindicate. That is very good. I mean, I don't think Cleave is bad. It's just like inelegant. Like, it's not a bad mechanic, it's a fine mechanic. It's just the way it reads is not especially smooth. So I would say inelegant, I think is the word I would use. Opponent, Birds of Paradise returns. All right. What do we find? Another mana dork. Well, take up to Fairy. Play an Ice Fang Quaddle to draw a card to try to hit a land, perhaps. No. Well, okay. Noble Hierarch. Pass the turn. All right. Missing land's not great. Not great. How would you rank the elementals? Desi J, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super cheer for you. Thank you. Thank ya. Opponent. Plain Bound Accomplice. I mean, if they go for the win, we get to fizzle it, right? Okay, Vivien. Going to sack it. I mean, this endurance does save us, correct? We just wait until the... Belvedere Guardian blinks it. Okay. So we wait until... We wait until here when they go to reanimate. This is probably the best window. All right, so endurance. Pitch the Coatl. Shuffle them in. Fizzle it. Oh, endurance was big. Endurance, whoever said bring in the endurance. You have a point for this. Hey Seth, found the way to you when you played mono green Stompy some years ago. Is there any chance to see you play this or Mardu Aristocrats in Modern for the next time? Mono green Stompy or Mardu Aristocrats? Ooh, I will definitely keep those in mind. Mono green Stompy could be a fun one to revisit it. Vivien. Wait, is this bugged? Why is that Vivien still sitting there? Is it bugged? Oh. I don't think we got the timing right. Yeah. Yeah. And we don't have any mana. Yeah, I think I messed that up. Is there a time? Yeah, I don't know. Maybe that's the best time. So we're probably still just dead. So what do we do? If we had one more land, the Scheming Fence would actually be good, but we do not have one more land. We can impair a recruiter to Fury Await, no, to Solitude, but we don't have a white card. I mean, I guess that's probably our best plan. All right, Abundant Growth Boseiju, draw a card. See if we can draw a white card. And then Solitude could be good. Okay, we do. So, still not hitting lands, though. This lack of lands is actually becoming a problem. Imperial Recruiter. Oh, actually, no. That doesn't work. Solitude we can't get anyway. Oh, so I guess, yeah, none of this stuff does anything. So I guess we just gotta hope they don't have a creature to go off with, and we'll take a Scheming Fence for the future. Oh, missing these land drops is not helpful, opponent. Yeah, I mean, the Karma guy dies, but our opponent has a Vivien and a handful of creatures. We have 2 lands and no Vivien. So Karma Guide gonna go away. I mean, our opponent just needs a 3-drop and they win. Not a guarantee, but they... Nice Fang Coatl for the redraw. And... Are we dead? Land. We're holding on. We're holding on. Vivien. All right, so it looks like they're not going to win this turn, I don't think. Play. Oh, they got another one? Really? Wow. Well, that's good running. Why not bounce Vivien? Bounce Vivien with what? Yeah, Teferi needs 3 loyalty to bounce. Well, that, I think that was more unfortunate than anything. Opponent also had 80 cards in their deck, and they had 2 of 3 Viviens in their opening hand, and we had none. Not much you knew about that, unfortunately. We tried. We fizzled the first combo, but our opponent just immediately had it again. Now we used Teferi. But Teferi was a 2 loyalty. We ticked it up, but it doesn't really do a whole lot at that position. All right, well, Earion. So I don't know. Does this deck to you feel like? Does this deck to you feel like a Vivien deck? Does it feel like a Vivien deck? I'm curious. Well, Waterlogged Grove and Oath of Nissa. We will take a land, I guess. Go. About it. Oh boy. Death Shadowing. About it. Is Yarion worth it? I mean, I don't know. Companions are just so busted that there's a lot of decks I see that I'm like, I don't know, that's weird that your combo deck is running 80 cards, but more and more people who perform well in tournaments keep playing Yarion decks, so I guess the answer is yes, even though it's pretty counterintuitive. Like, I mean, an extra card's an extra card. Being +1 card on your opponent is, I mean, think of like Thoughtseize. Thoughtseize is a staple. And that doesn't even put your opponent down a card. Like, this is just it's like, whoa. Oh no. This is going to be too late, isn't it? Crap. Oh, that's a moto. No attack stop set. So I think that we are going to be unable to block here because of that, unfortunately. Maybe our opponent doesn't realize it. Okay. Well, opponent doesn't realize it. So that worked out. We still got sort of rewarded. The problem is you can't really like realistically mulligan into the combo if you can't really realistically mulligan into the combo with a 80 card deck. So I think the theory is that you have Yarion and then you just play all these value cards that are redraws or whatever, and that is in the end gonna give your deck a higher win percentage. And it probably works. I don't know. I still think companions just in general should not be a thing. Like, just get rid of them all. There's no winning. It's just a game warpingly poor mechanic that we just don't really need to be part of the game. So that's kind of where I'm at. I think the whole thing's silly because the whole thing was a mistake. If that makes sense. Well, pass the turn. This is a tough matchup. We saw this before with the other build of Vivien. So much removal and so many thought seizes and so forth. Not easy. I mean, this is a 7/7 on turn 2. Turn 2 7/7. That is ridiculous. Well, this time we'll run this out at the proper time. We'll draw a card. It's a prismatic ending, which is actually, maybe if that resolves, that could potentially get rid of this Death Shadow with us not being all the way dead yet. Opponent. Companions. So I wish there was not even an option to play Yarion, because I just think the companion mechanic shouldn't be a thing. But I don't know. I honestly don't know. Your odds of drawing the combo are, on like turn 3, are obviously less. But you have more good cards in your deck. One of the things we ran into before is there's just not a ton of room. All right, opponent, Dragon Rage Channeler. Please don't thought. Oh, we needed that prismatic ending. Oh boy, with this prismatic ending being gone, I guess we got to top deck another one right this second. Well, this was not even a little bit close. Opponent passes. Yeah, that does it. Sure. Yeah, opponent just left the battle rage out of it. They didn't even need it. 7-7 on turn 2 is pretty good. Well, the other thing I dislike about Yarion is the odds of finding your sideboard all-stars are a lot less. That's why you see like so many of these money pile decks, is because if you're gonna go with Yarion, you just want to fill the rest of your deck with redraws and in the most powerful redraws possible. So you see essentially like cards like Omnath and all these Wrens and the Icefang Quaddles. So you just like fill your deck with redraws and trust that it's gonna work out. Oh, no, don't get me started about the commander ban list. The commander ban list is the least logical ban list in Magic. There's no rhyme or reason that I can really see. No consistency. All right, so we got a little bit of hate. I guess Veil of Summer could also be okay. And then sometimes you just play a bunch of Abundant Growths and whatnot, and then you play Yarion and you blink them and you draw like 3 cards, and that just accidentally wins you the game. So I guess that's the upside of going that direction with the deck. The other issue is, if you look at, I guess we should finish sideboarding. If you look at the first deck we played, the one that was trying to avoid just being a money pile style deck, there's not a ton of room. Like that's also a bit of a sticking point, that there's just not a ton of space available. So, for example, if you go to our original deck list that we played, we decided that, I mean, it a million percent needed Teferi. Like, the deck, we tried to make it work without Teferi, but the deck is just not playable without Teferi because you can't beat instant speed interaction. So we tried to see if it could work without Teferi, but it doesn't. But the question is, like, how do you add in 4 more cards? Like, I feel like if you don't have the mana dorks, it's going to be too slow. I guess you could cut back, like, you could do some trimming, I guess, like, go down 1 Saheeli, go down 1 Felidar Guardian, whatever, stuff like that. Maybe that would be the way to do it. But there's just not a lot of room, so I think that people also like Yarion, because they're just like, oh, okay, like, I don't have enough room for stuff, so I'll just go up to 80 cards, and that'll give me the room. I can throw in whatever I want, because I got so much space for it. All right, we'll play first. This is not a matchup I feel good about. Well, okay. 1 land, double. This hand is actually bad, isn't it? That's pretty bad. All right, here we go. We actually have the combo. Is there a way that we can actually dodge all the hate? All right, Ottawa to the bottom. Well, we'll see. We'll see. We have Vivien. We got Play About a Accomplice. So we've got the Birds of Paradise to wrap into it. Can we dodge removal and discard, which is basically Death Shadow's lifeblood? Opponent. Thought about the 1 land, 1 keep. Thought about it. Opponent, Bloodstained Mire, cracks it. And Ragavan. All right. Sure. So we play About Accomplice, they're definitely gonna kill it. If we don't play it, it could get Thoughtseize. Like, what do you do in these situations? What is the best odds of it living? Hey, thank you, Spinel MTG, for the raid. I'm tired about people complaining that the EDH ban list is somehow Sheldon's fault. He's one voice on the committee, and they get feedback from others as well, such as the CAG. Well, I mean, I think it goes along like, if you're gonna be the godfather of a format, and that's gonna be kind of your tagline, and you're gonna get all the benefits of that position, I think that the criticism of things people don't like is just also part of the job description, for better or worse. Like, if you're gonna get all the upside, you're also gonna unfortunately deal with the downside. And I think that's like that with any like public facing committee style position. Like, is it really Biden's fault that gas prices are what they are? Honestly, if you read studies and stuff, it seems like, from what I've read, and I'm not turning into politics, good God, but it seems like presidents, in general, not just Biden, but presidents in general, don't actually have that much control over gas prices, and a lot of it's beyond their control. So, is it really like Biden could be like, okay, gas is back down to $3 a gallon? Probably not, but at the same time, he's the face of everything, so he's going to get that criticism, whether it is actually fair or not. And I think that Sheldon's position is kind of the same, essentially. Like, if you are going to be the face of Commander, you're going to get that criticism just because of your position. And is it fair that people are going to point their finger at you when it comes down to bannings they like or dislike? Probably not, but that's just part of being the position, essentially. So I think that's how I view it. So it's not that it's necessarily fair, but I think it is part of the job description. At least that would be how I would view it. Now, Prismatic Vista, crack it. Get a... I think we gotta run it out. The risk of a Thoughtseize is so high. This also, like, kind of can block a Ragavan. The problem is now we have 80 cards, so odds of us drawing into it again are pretty low. And I should say, not that I think people should be, like, mean or disrespectful to Sheldon. Please don't do that. Don't be disrespectful to anyone. So that is 1,000,000% not what I'm saying. But it makes sense to me why he ends up getting... maybe the brunt of the feedback, the whatever. I just hope people do it respectfully, because you are right that Sheldon alone doesn't have complete control over the ban list or stuff like that. So it's probably not fair that he gets all the heartache of it. Opponent pass it. Wow, they don't have an answer? Or are they just waiting? Are they just waiting so they can get our Vivien too? Well, I mean, we got to go for it. We don't have we can't not go for it. Vivien. Dig it up. And. Okay. Planebound Accomplice. Felidar Guardian. There's hope. There's hope. There's hope. Blanket. Yes. Vivien, sack it. Sure. Karmic Guide. Get back Felidar Guardian. Okay. Oh no. Okay, no graveyard hate. Blanket. And sack Felidar Guardian. I think this is working. I am shocked that our opponent didn't have interaction. Copy the Karmic Guide. For Felidar Guardian. And then Infinite? Are we getting slow rolled? Get back the Felidar Guardian. Okay. Blink Kiki? Wow. It actually worked. I am stunned. I'm literally stunned. Okay. Felidar Guardian. And now we can set up the combo. So here's the trick. You're doing this combo, right click, Oh, opponent's going to scoop anyway. But you do save targets and you make it so you don't have to do all that and that clicking. And our opponent scoops it up. Wow. That is not an easy matchup to combo. And that was turn 3. Turn 3. I mean, I've been a big the inconsistency of the commander ban list is a part of the ban list that I dislike. I just don't really see the consistency of it. Like, that's the part that kind of drives me crazy. And I do think it's a roughly impossible. No, that's one of the cool things about Magic Online is I believe, I guess I haven't tried it with the Flicker combo in specific, but I believe that you should be able to save the target and it'll keep going. So should add you to that. Well, I appreciate the vote, but I don't know if I want to deal with those headaches. Seems like a no-win job. If everyone's happy with your choices, then they're just playing Commander, and you probably don't, really you don't hear much about it. But if everyone's upset because you banned Iona or Paradox Engine or something, you're gonna have like a million people yelling at you. I don't know how you win. I don't know how you win with that job. It seems like a very thankless job. I mean, I guess it's cool that you'd be able to have a say. To some extent. Although, honestly, I don't know how much. I'm not sure how much power the keg has, honestly. I really don't know. I don't know, like, if it's one of those situations where. Yeah, I really don't know. You never know with setups like that. Oh, yeah, you're never ever gonna be able to please everyone with. You're never ever going to be able to please everyone with a situation like Commander. There's no winning. There's too many people that want too many different things. There's CDH, there's lower powered EDH. There's so many power levels, and like they literally can't win because the choice that's right for higher power tables is not going to be right for lower power tables, and vice versa. So no matter what they choose, there's someone who's going to feel like it made the way that they want to play Commander some amount worse. And there's really no avoiding that, so I don't know. I mean, I appreciate the RC and the rules committee for everything they try to do. Oh, what was the missing win condition? I mean, the Clash on deck was interesting, Ryu. I don't know if it was a good flavor deck. I don't know if it was especially strong, but I like the flavor of it. Like, it definitely worked for Commander Clash. Oh, we had our first Streets of New Capenna Commander Clash today. That was our afternoon recording today, and it was pretty fun. About it. Dragon Rage Channeler. So it won't be going up till next week because we got to get it edited. So to the episode that goes up tomorrow is not the first Streets of New Capenna one, because this was like another long 3-hour style game. So we had Xander, which was pretty interesting. I got to play Xander. Tomer picked a Dark Horse. I don't know. I guess if you watch Tomer's stream or whatever, you might know what he was playing. But Tomer's playing Errant Street Artist. Which is not a card I even considered being a potential commander. I thought, that's like probably a sweet 99 card for like other Calamax or whatever, Riku, whatever spell copying style commanders. Like, it's probably cool in the 99. Did not think about building a deck around it, and Tomer actually built a really sweet deck. Really, really cool idea for Errant Street Artist. So I was excited to see that. Richard had Rygo, the Bant, when you attack with a 1 or less power creature, draw a card commander, which of course very, very Richardy. And let's get a forest. And then what did Phil play? It is not budget. When are we doing the next viewer submitted Commander Clash? Probably gonna be a few weeks because we just got the new set, and we're gonna do 3 episodes, I think, of Streets of New Capenna because there's so many legends. So I think the earliest we'd have the next viewer submitted would probably be roughly a month from now. But I'll try to do one relatively soon after we finish the new set episodes. Yeah, Rigo's really interesting. All right, opponent's going to dismember the birds. I think that it's pretty decent. I think it's pretty decent. Oh, is this like turn 2 Death Shadow hand? All right, not yet. Opponent gets in. It's a sure. This thing's about to turn on, though. Opponent. Oh, maybe it is a Death Shadow hand. Oh, no. Oh, these are the worst. This is a great example of why Death Shadow is so much better than Shadow Mortality. Like, Shadow Mortality can't do this. You're never going to have a turn 2. Like, look at this turn. Like, shock yourself a few times, cast to dismember. Next thing you know, you got a 2/2 Death Shadow. And then the following turn, you can crack a fetch land, do your stuff, and it's going to be a 5/5 or something, and just smashing face on turn 3. That's something that Shadow Mortality just really can't do with the way it's worded. So Shadow Mortality definitely has, like, very safe wording, I think, for what it's trying to do. We might be pitching this. Oh, we might need that. All right, untap land, painfully, pass it earth. We might end up pitching this Omnath. We'd like our opponent to play something bigger. Thoughts on Explore? Explorer's been sweet. Actually, the first Explorer video is going up on the YouTube tomorrow, or my first Explorer video. I've enjoyed the format. The deck tomorrow is actually pretty sweet, too. Well, okay. I guess we Ice Fang Quaddle to draw a card. And then we got to pitch Omnath to Solitude. I wish we could... Oh, they're going to counter this? No. Steam Vent's untapped. Okay. Well, this means our Solitude lives, though, right? Okay. Sure. Well, that's it. So many dress downs in Modern. I have a sweet Rocco EDH deck brewed up. Really only to be a Naya Norn of the Wary deck. Ooh, Hidden Commander. Hidden Commander with Norin and Rocco sounds sweet. Norin's a really cool card when you get it going. All right, well, we got a chump. We're not taking 13. Everything comes back. We draw kind of nothing. Actually, literally nothing. Well, I mean... what do we do? We'll go to combat, attack. We really needed that Death Shadow to die. We really needed it to die. Get it, didn't ya? Oh, what is your Hidden Commander? Mega Magikarp. Opponent blocks. We gain some life. Well, Waterlogged Grove. Go. Oh, how do we beat a Death Shadow? Yeah, we don't have Omnath. We got nothing. Opponent hits us for 9. I mean, I guess we can auto to stay alive for a turn, but that's not especially exciting. Another one. Okay. Okay, here comes the baddie. The opponent did it. They did it. They actually played a Shadow more. I mean, we're super dead. Well, fair enough. So I gotta say, Vivien combo was fun, and it was cool to see it go off. I think it needs a bit of work. It's definitely interesting. The combo itself is really good. Like, that's cool. Did you see my Echoing Equation deck in your inbox? I did, Rooker. It's the same one we looked at on stream, right? I think. Yeah, I haven't looked over it more in depth yet, but it is there, and I definitely will. So I don't know. What do you think of Vivien combo? I feel like the combo itself is solid, but we definitely had a lot of issues of just being disrupted. Like, we played against Death Shadow multiple times, and our opponent would just pick apart our hand, kill our stuff. Really, really difficult to fight through those removal-heavy matchups. Teferi helped a little bit, but even Teferi, like, wasn't really enough. And then we played the value pile deck. Like, it's maybe worth it in like a money pile style shell, but really, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it. I will say I don't think that the Vivien combo it's not birthing pod. It's not birthing pod. I think it's fun to see people trying it, and I think the combo is really cool to go off. Whether it's actually competitive in Modern, that remains to be seen. My vote is, after playing this, I think we unban pod. I think it's fine. I think enough time has passed. We've got enough power creep. I'm not really scared of, I don't know. I think that pod would be fine. I think that Modern is powerful enough and has enough removal and has enough free interaction. I think birthing pod proper. I want to try it. I want to try birthing pod proper. In the meantime, Vivien pod. It's definitely a fun deck to play with. What the best shell is, I don't know. We tried multiple versions of it. I think you need Teferi, or you need to have some sort of plan to get around the hate, because that was the biggest problem we faced, is just not being able to actually stick the creatures or whatever. So test the Andrea version. I mean, this version's pretty similar to what Andrea was playing. 80 cards, Yarion. I think there's some very slight differences, but it's like 90% of the one that Mengu played. So anyway, I think that brings us to the end of our stream for tonight. So next stream is on Thursday, or it is Thursday. Next stream is on Tuesday. So we'll be back on Tuesday to have some more fun. In the meantime, replay YouTube. That's where you'd find all the old streams. I have an unbanned twin sticker on my car. I might have to get one of those. I would rock that. Normal YouTube. Check out our first Explore video tomorrow. One more reminder that our sponsor today is Card Kingdom. And if you need some magical cards, you can get them over at cardkingdom.com/MTG Goldfish. Even get a free MTG Goldfish sticker. Most importantly, thank you to each and every one of you. You all are amazing and awesome. Have an amazing, amazing night. Have a great weekend, and we'll be back next week to have some more fun. So until then, I love you all, everyone. Thank you so much for hanging out and being awesome. You're very, very appreciated. Again, have a great weekend. Enjoy it, whatever you may be doing. Until then, I will talk to you soon.